so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked.
That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up, and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
Bjorn is more cracked than all of them. Trevor Woodworth. Welcome to, that was of course the dumbest comment in my chat. Welcome to the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast, special edition episode number 115. We're doing something very different today, and we will for sure see how it goes. I suspect it's going to be a disaster.
For sure. It's going to be a mess.
We're going to find out for sure. My name is Casey, also known as Razanon, and the first order of business is Cam, right? Hey, Cam.
What's up?
I'm
here.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're doing pestle and mortar action in the background, but your mic is crinkling. Am I the only one hearing this?
I think so. I didn't hear anything.
Maybe the chair.
Okay.
Maybe the chair.
Maybe it's just me.
Says
I
the
don't
guy
know.
that vapes into his microphone
I've
30
stopped
times an
vaping.
episode, right?
I've taken
right?
under
You did it for
advisement
105 episodes.
the
but
criticism.
yeah.
Well, I was never told it was an issue. Anyways, welcome to the program. Casey, a.k.a. Razanon. Tanner, as always, is clinking ice into his microphone, and he's joining me today. Now, we have a lot of other people on this broadcast,
There are.
but we have a couple little announcements, and then we're going to get into the introductions. So today we're doing a Warzone Roundtable. I am joined by 7 other spirited young men who are fans of Verdansk, or they're sometimes fans of Verdansk, which we'll of course get into. And we're gonna go through, introduce everyone. We're just gonna kind of chat. I have a very loose outline for what we're going to talk about today, but this is going to be a lot less regimented than our normal episodes. And you might be thinking, how is that possible? Because you barely have a structure as it is. Fair point. You'll fucking see, though. You'll see. So we'll, of course, get into that. But also want to say, a lot of people here, I want to give everyone their time. So, not going to be doing many shout outs. I'm not going to be thanking people if they, contribute to the program until after we wrap up. I love you. I appreciate you. I will shout you out. It's just going to be after the the program. And if you're a new patron, if you left an iTunes review, all of that custodial shit, we're going to table for Wednesday. Because I want to get through this shit quick and move on to the topic of today's episode. So, last thing, I made a Google Doc for more stipulations about that video internship thing. It has a lot more details about what we want and what we're looking for. And also, if we use your submission, we'll give you $20. More details are in the Google Doc, but if you want to be a video editor, if you're a burgeoning video editor, and you want to get into the space, start here. Look in the show notes. There's a link to the document with all the details you need. It's got a giant fucking red emoji to point it out to you. You really can't miss it. So find the doc, look into that if you want to make some extra scratch, do some video editing, etc. And then lastly, obviously, the Patreon hangout is not tonight. It's going to be Saturday night, tomorrow night. We're just kind of swapping the episode and the Patreon hangouts because Tanner won't be here tomorrow. So that is going to do it for announcements on my end. Tanner, anything you wanted to add?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so today we are doing the Warzone Roundtable, which we had hinted at for quite a while. And I think to start, again, as I said, this is going to be very loosely structured. I do have bullet points. I've got the documents, but if we go wildly off topic, that's totally fine. I'm going to ask for each person to introduce themselves right now. But after that, I'm not going to be like asking pointed questions, really. I'm just going to kind of open it up, and anyone who wants to chime in can chime in. And, as if we were all sitting around a round table. Like
sitting around
King
a fire
Arthur.
pit, drinking some whiskey.
Or that, too, would be fine.
Some G Fuel, whatever.
Whatever. So, let's start with this dipshit to my right. With the red shirt on. I've seen his face before. Why don't you introduce yourself?
What? Okay. Hey, I'm Tanner. Welcome, everybody.
Hi, Tanner. Okay.
Hello.
Now, for the new people, new introductory people, Cam, who are you? How long have you been listening to the program? What's your KD and play style? Let's start there. We'll start there. Who are you?
My name's Cam.
Okay, what's up?
Cameron. I've been listening to the pod maybe a year, maybe a little bit more than a year.
Damn, long time. Okay.
KD in Warzone is 1.87.
Okay.
But I was a lot lower than that at one point, so it's taken some time to improve, but
That happens.
we're on the up.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to play it quite aggressive,
Quite
usually.
aggressive.
Trying to play a lot smarter though. Trying to.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. Is this your first BR?
No, I played Fortnite.
Ooh.
But that was something. It's not really a serious game. Do you know what I mean? I played that because it's what everyone was playing, and I stopped playing Call of Duty for a long time, and then this game kind of brought me back into playing it.
Okay, right on.
Cool.
And then what is your input method?
Controller.
Got it. Okay. Next is Tanner, please. Tanner. We have representatives from all walks of life here.
I'm
okay?
just kidding.
Don't make fun of people. Okay?
I'm just kidding.
Don't do it.
Relax.
Very rude.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Next
You
up,
want to do that?
I'm a very kind person. Next up, we have Mr. CopeCowboy. Cope, how are you? Who are you? How long have you been listening to the program?
Well, what's going on, everybody? CopeCowboy. I've been listening since probably episode 10 or so.
That's crazy.
My Warzone KD is 174. Sadly, rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my playstyle's chimp-like. We'll say.
Chimp-like. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
chimp-like.
Okay. Right on. Is this your first BR?
No, I played Fortnite as well.
That was your first
Fortnite
BR
rats,
as well?
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
First BR Fortnite.
Got it. Okay. And then what is your input method?
Keyboard and mouse, of course.
Okay. Interesting. No judgment.
yeah.
No judgment either way. That was
Yeah.
Take out the keyboard part of that.
my I had to move on.
I mean, of course he's superior, but it's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
go. Next, GoatedOat.
Yeah.
GoatedOat, what's up? GoatedOat is actually a returning, a reoccurring face on the program. This is his second appearance, which is a high honor that not many have. I don't know if anyone has it. There. Let's move on. Who are you? How long have you been listening to the program?
Well, I'm GoatedOat, as you already said. Thanks for having me back. Can't believe it. I think episode like 15 right in there is when I started. And Warzone KD is 1.46, so not as cracked as these guys, but probably relate to more of the viewers. And I like to play aggressive, but kind of conservative also. I play a little bit slower than most of the guys in the round table here, but I think, Call of Duty, you're supposed to fight people, so I do like to push.
Yeah. Is this your first BR?
No, so I played Fortnite, got me back into playing video games, kind of, especially the VR, and then I messed around with Blackout a little bit and Apex.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're still on Apex right now, aren't you? You still playing that?
A little bit. Kind of went back to it. Just try it out again.
And what is your input method?
Oh, I'm on controller.
Got it. Okay, moving on. We have another recurring guest, actually. One of very few. Now, I don't know what that movement was. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what he just did.
Don't worry about it. It's not for you then.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. We have Mr. Jacob Down, aka JakeDown. Jake, tell us about yourself. Who are you? How long have you been listening?
My name's JakeDown. I've been listening to the podcast since like episode 8, and I was the award-winning guest host of episode 69 and one other episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
Award-winning. Jake is the one that filled in for me when Raz decided last second he didn't want to do the podcast and forced me to do it alone.
Back up in here.
Yeah, back up, Jake down.
Okay, let's move on for sure. What is your KD and what's your play style in Warzone?
My KD in Warzone is 3.35 as of today.
Oh,
and I pushed like a chimp.
Okay. Is this your first battle royale?
No, I played Fortnite, Blackout, and Apex.
So your first must have been Fortnite then.
Fortnite, yeah. Same as
everyone here
that's what
played
kinda
Fortnite.
Got me back into gaming.
Gotcha. And then what is your input method?
Keyboard and mouse, of course.
Okay. He's a converter.
He's a convert for sure. Okay. For sure. All right. Next, L2K greatness. L, what's up? How are you? Who are you? How long you been listening to the podcast?
What's up, L2K greatness? Real name is Adam. Been listening for about 5 months now, around there.
Okay. What is your KD and what's your play style in Verdansk?
KD is 2.37 today, and then just dumb aggressive. Just run away from my whole team. Push squads alone.
Yeah.
Well,
die and beg to get rezzed back. Just dumb aggressive.
Okay.
Emphasis on the dumb.
And then stop bullying. You guys are so weird. Is this your first BR?
Yes.
Okay. And then
it was a first.
What is your input method?
Hybrid, mostly controller, transitioning to keyboard and mouse.
Hybrid means a Cronus Zen, by the way. That's what hybrid would be.
Let's not call it hybrid, right? You use a keyboard and mouse for a total of 1 hour in the last month. Let's not call it a hybrid, rat.
Okay.
Let's
check the VODs.
Let's
check the VODs.
He did say he did tell me he had a pretty good solos game.
Oh, he says a lot of
K-Man.
things.
Well, he's not lying. Anyways, thank you, L. All right, and then our last new guest, McBango. McBango, what's up? Who are you? How long you been listening to the show?
I'm McBango. Been listening for maybe 6 months or so.
Okay.
Maybe a little longer.
Gotcha.
Play style, I'm more of a support sniper role. I like to hang back, pick people off from 852 meters if possible.
Yeah.
I don't like to move. I'm a little lazy. PUBG was my first battle royale.
Gotcha.
So I got a bit more of a slower play style, more methodical. Play a lot of solo gameplay.
Did you put a lot of hours into PUBG?
Well over 1,000, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Jesus
that makes sense.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
That's more a PUBG play style. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. The PUBG's an old ass BR too. It's one of the.
Well,
it's like the granddaddy.
It's old, but it's like. Maybe it is pretty old now.
As far as BRs go, it's quite old.
It is pretty old now, actually. Yeah, you're right. Damn. That's crazy.
Played a lot of Apex too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Any boomers? Jesus.
So what is your Warzone KD?
2.09.
Gotcha. And then what is your input method?
K-BAM.
Okay. So we have pretty equal representation, I would say. Not quite. Little K-BAM skewed, but we do have equal or close to equal representation. And now we're going to move on to, so thank you all for the intros. Thank you for being here, of course. Now let's get into the fun shit, right? The fun shit. I'm going to just...
The chicken pot pie and rice.
The chicken pot
beans
pie.
And toast.
Beans and toast. I regret doing this already. I'm going to just kind of throw something out there. We're not going to go one at a time anymore. Whoever wants to chime in. Anyone have a rebuttal, whatever. Now we're just vibing, okay? So I'm open-ended here, open floor. Was there anything that any of you wanted to bring up to the round table this evening? Jesus.
Well, I'll start.
Christ.
I'll start.
Go ahead. They're
Good job.
nervous.
Hey, thank
Tanner.
you. Thank you. They're fucking nervous.
Dude.
Yeah.
They're nervous.
I mean,
All
we
right.
have 7,000 viewers right now. Of course, they're nervous.
Well,
Right?
Yeah.
You're missing like 3 zeros, Tanner.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Okay.
got 7 million. Okay. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
On behalf of all the controller players out there, I'd just like to say that aim assist does not do the work for you. And
Okay.
you still have to aim yourself. And I think that there's a huge misconception in this community. And us controller players are, we've had enough. It needs to stop.
Time is now for change.
You guys are going to fight back.
I will put GoatedOat's petition in the show notes for us to stop shitting on.
I'm in Jake's stream. He's crying about aim assist hit fire on the FFAR when it's clearly a Cronus. Okay,
here we go.
And the pistol that killed out 2K. Like, it's just ridiculous. So if that's all I'm really gonna say about that. And it's just a fact. We can move on if you'd like.
Oh,
Jake is the most recent convert from controller to keyboard and mouse. So if I would trust anyone's judgment on aim assist, it is Jacob Downs.
Huh.
Oh, you would think.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why is that weird?
Interesting.
Why is that interesting?
Just because it's interesting how all the controller people who have never played keyboard and mouse or have done so for 20 minutes are always backing up aim assist. It's like, dude, it's not that strong. It's not that strong. I played with it for 15 years, dude. I'm telling you, it's busted.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. On the topic of aim assist,
it's necessary, but it can be.
It's absolutely necessary.
Very overpowered in some situations.
Exactly.
Not overpowered, but not. They shouldn't win.
Yeah.
And it wins them the gunfight, essentially.
Yeah.
Controller players should not win. That's what Jake said.
Yeah. Flip it and ship it.
So we're not meant to be at a disadvantage.
What I think is like respect skill of where it's at, right? Like if someone's good at the game, genuinely respect that, and don't just like shit on them.
Well, we do.
We play Call of Duty. We shit on everything.
The thing about Warzone, though, too, is like movement is so important. And a lot of these controller players just have insane movement, too. And that's really what makes them that much better a lot of times, I think.
It's true.
What do you think, though, about like Cold War aim assist? Do you think that's busted or do you think that's fine? Just curious, real quick.
From what I played of Cold War, it's definitely stronger. I'd probably say
it's
it's busted. I mean, I was getting dragged through walls when I'm aiming at people in Cold War for the little bit that I played on it.
It's also
yes.
But no, I mean, I'm talking about in Warzone specifically.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of instances where I'm hearing, aim assist, and it's not. And I think it's pretty obvious that it's not.
The reality is,
how much keyboard and mouse have you played?
A couple hours.
Oh, interesting.
The reality is,
That's all.
there are some situations where it's better to have aim assist and a controller, and there are other situations where it's better to have keyboard and mouse. Obviously.
Yeah.
But when you die because of aim assist, it's very annoying. And the easiest example, again, is like if you are on a controller with aim assist and you are holding one sight line, as soon as someone runs around the corner, it'll start tracking for you. That's what aim assist does. And when you die this way, it is very fucking annoying. It's incredibly annoying. This is one of like many advantages it has, but there are obviously disadvantages too. But when you die that way, it feels like there was nothing you could do, because that's what aim assist is. It's a machine assisting in the aim, you know?
It feels unfair. Like there's some assistance, others that you don't. Like there's some sort of advantage as a K-band player. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, with aim assist and that, you don't hear controller players moaning about a guy on keyboard and mouse, 180, flicking to them instantly and aiming straight for their head.
I hear about it often, but
I never, because they both have that. Yeah, I respect that someone has put in the time and the effort to learn the keyboard and mouse. They both have their advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, I agree. I think this.
Yeah.
I think this is a. Let's move on from this topic.
It's gonna get heated.
We could
agree
go
to disagree.
hours on this.
We've just beat this topic to death too. Like I want this to be a little more Warzone centric rather than in general input based whatever. But as I said, your change.org petition will of course be in the show notes. Go. Was there anything that anyone else or something else that you wanted to bring up? Maybe Go. That you thought would be worth talking about this evening, or we can move on. That's fine. I was prepared for this. I was prepared for 6 boys, 6 petrified boys who are nervous. They're shaking in their boots. They've pissed themselves, right? I was prepared for this. So we can move on if you want. Let's
get to the recons then.
I wanted to get to you. Okay, Jake, please.
That's what I wanted to get to. Let's do it.
Sweaty, I gotta open the window.
Too much gamer gunk, Al?
Too much gamer gunk.
Should we just start getting to this next question then here,
Well,
Raz?
hold on.
Which
Jake
is
Jake wanted to talk about recons. What did you want to talk about, Jake?
Well, I just know you're itching to get at them, so let's open it up.
Let's nail it, dude.
Just get it over with.
Disagreements. I got a long list here.
Oh boy, he's got notes, dude.
He's fucking mauled.
He's got his own separate Google Doc.
So we specifically saved this episode to be after the All About Warzone 2021 edition so that we could kind of lay everything out on the table before we get into this discussion. And that's the exact reason I did that is Jake has brought up recons. Now, implicit in Jake's bringing this up, exasperated, kind of attitude, like, oh, fine, let's talk about recons, is his distaste, his disgust even, for the recon contract. Now, okay, do you prefer to win or do you prefer to, get kills? That is let's start here. Okay. Do you, in general, and this is open-ended, do you prefer to win or do you prefer to get kills? And if you say that you prefer to get kills, that's fine. At what point do you transition from wanting to get kills to wanting to win, if ever? Here's a simple analog. Call of Duty multiplayer. I'm just going to have fun and play normally. Once I get to a 20 kill streak, I'm not having fun anymore because now I want to get a nuke. So then my playstyle is going to change and I'm going to get a lot more careful and defensive. Now let's take that to Warzone. Let's say you're just playing, having fun, getting a lot of kills. If you're in the top 10, is that when you stop being a chimpanzee? What about top 5? What about top 3? Or ever? Or are you just always W keying? If you're a kill chaser, which I think most of you are. Any thoughts?
I like to go for the kills, and usually it's round 4th zone. I start thinking about positioning wise to get the W. Do you know what I mean? If you've chased the kills and you've got 20 kills up to that point, and you're like, right, now we got to win the game, because it's all good getting 20 kills, but if you get to the end and get 20 kills and finish second, you're still the first of the losers. Do you know what I mean? So.
I agree. Yes.
At least you're boosting that KD though. There is that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is
At least you can say you got a 20 kill game.
Yeah.
But I would be kind of
And
disappointed. Oh, go on.
Yeah.
No, I'd be kind of disappointed if I win the game with 5 kills rather than getting 20. Do you know what I mean?
It's just not that exciting. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather have 15 kills by the 3rd or 4th zone and die than, like Cam said, come 2nd place with 3 kills. To me, that's so boring, and I just wasted half an hour of my life. I don't know. That's not what I'm into.
Here I am on the contrary. I'd rather get a win streak, even if it's 2-3 kills, because I look at it I just beat 149 other people. I outplayed each and every single one of them. Maybe not necessarily because I didn't fight them all, but I did something smarter than they did in any given moment because I was alive. You're not.
That's an argument I've never heard. That's actually very interesting to think of it that way, that you've beat the entire lobby out and you got that win. That's
Gulag too, it's not just 150 people, because if you, let's say half people come back from Gulag, that's 225 people.
True.
So it's not just 150 people you beat too. Like you just beat over 200 people.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Like I if I just like dropped in and immediately knew where the last circle was because I was like cheating or something, I wouldn't just go immediately to the last circle and wait the whole game. I'm not patient enough to do that. But I would much prefer to win, irrespective of how many kills I get, than get a bunch of kills and not win. That's kind of how I feel. So like kind of like what I was saying with my multiplayer example. You know, I'm going to try and win the entire time. That's where it's a little different. But I'm willing to take more risks the earlier on in the game it is, because I want to have fun on the journey. But my priority is always to fucking get the dub, to hear some Fortunate Son. You know, that's where I'm at. And am I an asshole? Maybe. I mean, a lot of you seem to think so.
You certainly are, yeah.
Tanner thought I shouldn't even ask this question because it was so dumb. And now his mind has been changed by McBango, which is an interesting thought. How is your process evolved?
I mean, just
Tanner?
saying, do you want to win or do you want to get kills? It doesn't have to be one or the other. I don't think that's the thing that's stupid.
Of course.
It's just dumb. It's a dumb question.
Well, you can't, and you can't have one without the other. You have to kill at least one person to get the win. And the way I look at it is, what if everyone did a recon and then they just went and sat in the last building? People have to die in order for there to be a winner. So it's like, if I can speed it up by going around and getting kills, I'm doing that. I'm getting information on other teams instead of just sitting in one building, not knowing where any team is pushing me from.
Yeah. Here's another question.
Go ahead. I feel like it's easier to gain knowledge of sweaty teams, where people are going, where they're coming from, who has what team has vehicles, what team has choppers. Oh, this team's sniping. This is a good sniper team. You're not going to get that info if you do recons and you go sit in a building somewhere. You're going to get pushed and you're not going to have any info on the teams that are pushing you. You don't know if this guy over here is part of this team, if they're part of that team. And you're not always going to know that by pushing around, but you learn that stuff a lot more than by just going and sitting in a building.
It's control too. If you control an area by being aggressive, taking everybody out, you have a say in the outcome.
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier to win if you kill all the better players as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
that's fair.
And two, like especially like if you run into one squad and someone just gets ripped instantly, you're like, okay, these guys are sweaty. Maybe the other three back off, and then you kind of know like probably the other best team in the lobby's over here, so we're gonna push somewhere else, and then we'll kind of know where they're gonna come from in whatever the next zone or two.
Yeah.
So you can kind of keep an eye on it, but
that's a good.
But that's
point
another
too.
thing why I like to drop hot, because I think it's no point dropping in looting for 10 minutes just to die to the first people you see. At least if you drop in, you get warm, you know, you get into the action, and you're kind of ready for everyone once you've done that as well.
I agree with you, and I had that thought earlier when we were playing. When I was running with Jake and we were landing, I don't remember where. I think it was when we were landing Boner or Train or something. We kept running into people, and I had that same thought. It's like, dude, I've noticed that when I come across a team right away and we kill them, I feel like that's setting me up for the rest of the game, versus if I loot for 10 minutes, like you're saying, you come across a team, I swear to God, you're like cold and you're not ready for the action, and it's like surprising to you almost. And then you just lose that gunfight and you're out of the game, and that whole thing was just a waste. It's like if you're hot dropping, at least you're getting in there, you're getting kills. If you come out on top, then you're already set pretty much. You're set for the rest of the game. You're ready to keep moving on, right?
Worst case, you die and you go again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
And momentum definitely plays a huge part in Warzone, because once you start getting
100%.
kills, then you get cocky, you start pushing, you get choppers, you get Berthas, you're just pushing everyone like chimps. Jake's W key is broken, he's holding it down, and you just go on a fry fest basically.
A rampage.
It just flows from there.
Yeah.
It flows. Yeah, it actually
Nothing
flows.
wrong with doing recons and going for the win, but like, I just feel like unless you're the top 0.5%, the people like Iron who have it so down pat, they know exactly like they have the recons memorized to where which recon is gonna pop up when they pick up a flag.
Yeah.
Until you get to that level, like I feel like you get more knowledge pushing throughout the map and figuring out which teams are sweaty. Oh, we killed this team. Did they come back and land on their shit? Is that the team that's popping up on UAV? Like, I feel like you get more knowledge by pushing around the map and engaging with other teams than just by sitting and doing recons, unless you're, like I said, that top 0.5% where you have it so down pat that you guys all know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, that's true. I think there's also something to be said for if you're like relatively new to FPS in general or BRs in general. There's something to be said for like, hey, stay in the circle and like kill people, because that's gonna be the way you get a lot better. You're not gonna grow as a player nearly as quickly by doing the recon strat as you are by doing the like rush strat, because like, you know, like Iron, for example, recon strat like king, you know, if he gets in a gunfight, he's very good. Like, he doesn't really need the practice at this point. Like, he's really twisted.
Right.
But if you just try and employ his strategy and you don't have the skills, I think a lot of times what would end up happening is you get yourself all set up, you're in last zone, and you just get shit on by players who are good. They're just better at aiming than you, and they're so much better that they overcome the advantage that you've kind of set yourself up for by being in the last circle or whatever. So I think if you're trying to grow as like a player, there is definitely something to be said for that. And it's certainly easier to do like pickup games with like new squad mates or whatever. Another question I had for you guys, because everyone here, I believe, streams, makes content. Do you find that your play style is different when you're live, when you're streaming? Maybe if you're recording a YouTube video, I don't think any of you do that, but like live streaming versus if you're offline. Do you play differently? Do you play better? Do you play worse? What are your thoughts?
Not really.
I don't
feel like I play the same way.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm streaming to play how I enjoy it, so it's like not going to change it up just because people are watching me.
Yeah, agreed.
Thing is, as well, I don't really play often off stream because I think that if I play off stream, I'm going to get a banger game in here, and then I'm going to I've not recorded it or anything. Do you know what I mean? So it's like
Bango earlier, right?
Yeah. Fuck, it's dominating. Got a 19 kill solo win using the stoner.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Literally just
circling into that.
Just
talk
circling around
about
people.
that stoner.
Oh my god, that weapon! I'm excited to
Funniest
talk
thing
about
in
that.
Warzone right now.
Well, let's get into it now. But go ahead, Tanner.
I do feel like I play different off stream sometimes. Like, I don't mean to, because like a lot of times when I'm streaming, if I find us playing too slow, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm bored. Why would somebody want to watch this? I want to go rush people. And that's when I get to the point where like, let's just go rush this building. I don't care. If I die, at least I got into a fight. It's more exciting than watching me cap a recon or something. At least for me personally, I wouldn't want to watch a stream doing that. So like, I feel like I end up kind of forcing myself to play more aggressive sometimes on stream than maybe I would have otherwise, because it needs to be entertaining, I think.
Yeah.
No one wants to watch boring gameplay, because the thing is, if they're going to watch someone that is playing like Iron, they're going to watch Iron because he's the one. He's the guy that does that.
That's,
do you know what I mean?
Kind of fair, yeah.
I don't watch a stream to watch someone sit on a roof for 20 minutes to get a win. I want to see people dropping 20s, 30s, 40s. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fun to watch. And the thing is as well, you learn a lot as well watching people play like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's for sure true.
That's a good point though, because there's a lot of people out there that get high kill games that are interesting to watch. So you know, you can watch all them. But then it comes to like people like Iron and OP Marked, and they're like the kings of the recon strats and getting wins. So people who are interested in that are all just watching them, and that's what they like to see. That's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. Actually, that is. A good
point. I would say. Oh, go ahead, Tanner. Go ahead.
Well, like we've said before, I mean, even the recon strat is boring for a bit, but once you get towards endgame, if they play it correctly, I mean, it gets insane in a matter of seconds. It goes from just nothing to having 4 teams on top of you. So a lot of people like watching that. They like the build up. It may even be better sometimes for these streamers because, sometimes they may get to interact more versus if they're dropping a 60 kill game. Maybe they like to interact with their chat more. They could do that. At the end of the game, they really get into it. So it makes sense.
Even with the aggressive strat, though, end game, you always pick up a lot of kills. It's almost like the start. You get a bunch of kills at the start. It kind of slows down a little bit in the middle because people are rotating. You're trying to find people. And then at the end, everyone gets together. So you always pick up a lot of kills at the end, especially in like solos and duos.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because all the rats have to come out of hiding at some point.
Exactly.
And the gas will force
I
them
think
out.
the thing about recons is like, I don't mind doing like 1 or 2 recons in the middle of the game once it's like, okay, the circle's it's gonna end here somewhere. Where do we need to be? But I don't think you need to necessarily jump on the recon, everyone get helicopters and do it the whole game because you know where it's gonna shrink down to eventually after the second circle. So it's like wipe out a few teams, get some money, get some shit going, get some knowledge on other teams. And then do a recon or 2 and see where you need to start heading to be in the best position.
Yeah,
it's good to do
not too long ago
That's kind of a
too.
good balance of both. Then you can try and wipe out some sweatier teams, get some knowledge on them.
Yeah,
and then you can still be in a good position too.
We did that not too long ago. It was like what, the 3rd or 4th circle, Jake?
Yeah, it's
Ended
like,
up
I don't
getting the
mind doing
recon.
one if it's like, okay, we need to know what side of this hill we need to be on, what building in downtown we need to be on. Let's do a recon and we'll get a little money from it too.
yeah.
I just sit in the car and wait while they're doing that.
Especially when circles like towards the perimeter of the map. Like if circle's not closing in on center, it's not that necessary. But if it's up to prison side or dam side, it's quite nice to know whether or not you have to be up top,
Right.
be on prison, be on the outside of it.
Yeah.
Just to know ahead of time. You don't even have to go there. But as long as you know you don't have to, carry on.
To be honest, though, if you play this game enough, you'll eventually learn the rotations and how the zones move, because it's always the same. They're rarely different. Like, it's always a predetermined zone. You can usually tell from the start, all right, it's going to be a prison finish. It's going to be around that sort of area. So you can usually judge it by that anyway, even without doing the recons.
Yeah, a lot of times you can, for sure. Definitely. Another question I have, actually, and I've thought about this a lot when I watch a lot of people play this game, actually, because, like everyone, I've pushed dumb pushes and then died and then gotten mad. And then I've also, been really passive and then just gotten pushed myself by a bunch of people, died, and then gotten mad. So my question is it ever the safest play to be aggressive and push an enemy team? And if so, under what circumstances?
Oh, definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
You have to take buildings sometimes. You have to take hills sometimes. You have to take power positions.
Mm-hmm.
And I would rather push and try to control the fight right off the rip. Like if you can down, if you're playing quads and you down one kid, then you have a bit more free range to push a little harder. Yeah. And if you're playing passive and you're getting pushed, you're not really controlling the fight, right? Like if you're in a building and someone's pushing you, you just kind of almost freeze and hold up on one angle, and then you get stunned, and then while they're up your ass and you're dead, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. 100%.
Positioning is really important on when to push too. So let's say there's a lot of open area, one of the final circles, 3rd or 4th, whatever, and there's a building with one team in it and they're there and you're pushing in from circle. If you don't push in and take control of that building before the other teams in the vicinity are trying to do that exact same thing, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Yeah.
You don't always know it's a bad push until you do it, though, because everything seems like a good idea until it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Hindsight's
kill yourself
20/20.
through on a strike, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what makes BRs and Warzone so cool, right? Is every gunfight's always going to be different.
Yeah.
But if you pull it off, it's shit. Now we're winning this game or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So it's it gives you that extra boost if you defeat the team that's holding the power position.
Yeah. I came to this because this is my first BR, and I've kind of come to this conclusion relatively recently myself. Is like there are obviously there are bad pushes to make and like bad like like aggressive moves to make. It's happened. I've done them many times. But there are also times where actually just pushing and just like getting inside someone is literally the safest possible play you can make. And I think a lot of people make the mistake of like, okay, well, if I want to like survive longer, then I need to always run away from enemy engagements at like whatever cost. Because as long as I'm not being shot, I'll make it to the next circle or whatever. And they think that's the safest play. And it's like, dude, sometimes it's really not. Sometimes it is really dangerous to not start shooting those guys or not push into that building. It's in fact the safest thing you can do. Like the most conservative thing is to like try and wipe the other team. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think a really good example that's pretty recent is like one of Jake's recent clips. He had stopping power in his FFAR. He pushed top hospital. And I think he said it on Twitter, but he said, if I didn't have stopping power in my FFAR and my teammates didn't have 20 grand, I would have never pushed. Like, yeah, that is really good insight for people to like take all those things into consideration before making a push, whether it be early game, late game, whatever. Like, if your team's broke or there's only 2 of you out of 4, maybe don't.
Yeah,
but
that's a good point.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah, high risk, high reward. But like Jake said, like, if he didn't have stopping power and they didn't have a ton of money, he wouldn't have pushed. But, if he dies, then they just instantly buy him back and away they go.
Yeah. And yesterday, sorry, Tanner, go ahead.
No, you go.
Yesterday, I was playing with Lag and I think Grim. And, like the top airport, like the top fucking bullshit zipline spot?
Yeah.
I dropped all my cash right there. I was like, Lag, I'm going up, drop my guns, drop my cash, just rode up the zip line. Okay, it's clear. Rode back down, got my shit.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
See, and things like that, you often
drop your guns.
If there's someone watching that zip, I'm gonna be dead anyways.
He's dead either way. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and if I die up there, I don't have to land back up there. I can just go right back down.
True.
Sometimes as well, with the pushing, if you're not aggressive enough in the push as well, if you kind of half-hearted push it,
you're third party.
You're probably not going to win the fight. You've got to go all in, or just don't do it.
Yeah.
When you push, you need to commit. And like everyone complains about third partying, but then you don't realize you're shooting at someone 90 meters away with ARs and with iron sights. Like the biggest thing in lower skill-based lobbies is committing to a push and doing it. I don't think a lot of people expect a team to push them, especially if you get a couple shots on and they're healing up, and then all of a sudden you're in the same building as them. They don't expect it, especially if you can get 1 or 2 guys get an angle. It really makes a difference if you get around them or get to the side of them and quickly into position, decide, go, get in cover, get a different angle.
Third party is always going to happen.
You need to stack all the advantages in your team's favor. You need to hit them with surprise. If you see a team on a rooftop and you start shooting at them and now they know you're there, don't just run right at them now that they're not looking, because they're going to peek over the roof and shoot you in the middle of the open as you push right at the same angle that you peeked them from. You need to hit them with surprise, and you need to go where they're not going to think you're going to go, which obviously is harder than it sounds, but like you need to just make every gunfight to where it's not 50-50, where it's just your aim versus his, and you got to hope you win. You have to stack every advantage in your favor.
Yeah.
You almost don't want to take the shots unless you know you're going to put them down.
Yeah.
Because it gives them the chance.
Raz's favorite thing to do: fire a fucking burst from 200 meters away and get nothing.
It's all right if you know you're gonna get them down or whatever. But the minute you shoot someone and you don't get them down, it gives them chance to regroup, think about how they're going to deal with you now.
Yeah, and they know where you are exactly.
Oh no.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna start plotting to they're probably gonna push this way, so we gotta swing this way and
put a few proximines down and
yeah. Little clay.
I think like what Jake was saying too is like movement is so important in this game, and like having a just high IQ plays is more important than having good aim half the time, I think. Because like this is something I've been really trying to work on lately, and I know I'm getting better, but still I haven't played Warzone enough. I'm trying to play it more, and this stuff comes with time. But like even when you're pushing a building, doing little things like breaking the glass of a window and then running past it, they're going to hear that. They're going to start looking at that. Then, you throw a stun in through another window. Then you go back the other side of the building and you come in through the door, and they're looking the opposite direction of you because they have no clue where you're at. And you got to think like use height to your advantage. If like somebody's like, okay, I'm on this rooftop, there's a guy below me in this window in this house. You got to think like maybe instead of just landing on the ground and running in the front door, or landing on the ground and throwing a stun in, you land on the roof and you try to find a way that you can get into that building. Because a lot of buildings you can do that. You can land on the roof, you can jump on a wall and then hop through a window on the second floor. You can get on a little balcony and then get in through, and then you just surprise them that way. And that's what I think people really need to think about as they play. Because it's not just like, you don't always just want to have a straight gunfight, like a one-on-one gunfight.
Yep.
Like 50-50 gunfights.
Yeah. Like you just want to give yourself every advantage possible, and that usually comes with like your overall placement and movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when
that's the thing.
The easiest kills you get are the ones that you expect. You're like, oh, this guy, I can hear him. He's gonna push right through the door. You just get ready, aim the gun, shoot him the second you see him. Like
exactly.
Anyone that can happen to you, you can do that to other people. It's very easy because it's predictable. So you want to limit those situations and take yourself out of those situations as much as you possibly can.
That's the thing with 50-50 gunfights, you're never going to win them all. So you've got to make sure the odds are in your favor when it comes to taking these fights on.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff. Jake, you're very good at the doing dumb shit too. The dumb fucking positions that no one knows.
Dude, Jake almost had the nastiest clutch earlier, and a broken stun that didn't work fucked him over.
Oh, I saw that.
It was gonna be insane, dude. I was streaming and watching the whole thing. I was like, dude, this is insane.
Yeah.
Jake with
That's why I stopped using the stuns.
Jake with the Car 98 is sight to see sometimes.
Fully cracked. Yeah. But all the little jump spots too, like those come in handy.
Those are huge.
Yep. And you use them more than anyone I know.
He has like 3 videos on YouTube of jump spots, and I recommend everyone go watch them if you want to find little spots that I guarantee you won't know about.
Yeah,
they're so helpful.
He's got some very insightful videos,
so you can use them like all around the map.
Yeah, because the architectures. Yeah.
I need to know that airport one still.
Oh, to get on the roof above the parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
I don't know. You just said you had an airport one.
What were you gonna say, Cam?
He's got some very insightful videos. He's a very smart player when it comes to it, so it's worth checking out his stuff, definitely.
Yeah, dipping in and out, making jumps, stuff like that is like, it just elevates your game so much. Even if you aren't the best, in a close quarters fight, movement is gonna help you so much. Sitting in a corner waiting for someone to come to the door, like that's probably what a lot of people do now if they suspect someone's coming in the house. And jumping a corner and killing someone that's sitting in a corner, they're going to be sitting in a corner waiting for you, is so much easier than someone that fakes to break a window or jumps out and comes back into another window.
True.
So,
yeah.
Can I ask a question for the group?
Yeah.
What's your guys' like best jump spots? Like, where do you surprise everyone? And like, what's most effective spots in your opinion?
Interesting.
So mine is like the double stack, like you can get up like in the middle and then the side of the window.
Through the windows, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Always through the windows, because they always expect you to come up the stairs or come through the door. They never expect the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a good jump spot at Fire near downtown. There's like those boxes near that window. Yep. I've used that one multiple times. It's a little tricky to get, but like, because like, if we go train, then we push to hospital, and then you kind of always funnel down that bridge. and then there's always a shit rat camping team in fire.
Always.
And so if they're like second floor or whatever, you can hit those boxes and jump through the window. And I've used that one a few times, and it works every time.
Wait, that's what side of fire is that on?
There's a jump spot on every fire.
Right where the ladder
station.
is, get on the second roof.
Every one on the map pretty much has one, apart from I think the one that's next to
hangars.
No, that.
If you camp in fire
actually,
station,
the hangars one doesn't have one. But the trick is, what I always do is, if I'm trying to go through one of the ones that doesn't have a jump, I just put a vehicle next to it and use the vehicle to get through the window.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah.
That's another pro tip. Yeah.
Yeah, park the Bertha next to the window and just jump through the window.
Yeah, you can get on.
They're always watching the stairs. They never watch the windows.
Jake, what's that one you showed me the other day at Vacant on the roof?
Oh, the one, in port. So like,
on the pipe.
The
pipe to the very roof. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of climbing the ladder, there's only the one ladder up, unless you get up on that overpass.
Oh, I saw someone do that.
Yeah. Instead of just climbing the ladder, you can jump up on the little pipe that's next to the wall to the left of the ladder if you're looking at it, and then there's like a little platform to the left of the pipe that you can jump on and mantle over.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Have you guys seen those ones recently on TikTok? The huge apartment buildings, like 14 floors, something like that.
Go out the window.
That was the first time I've seen that.
Climb up the wall.
Yeah, so there's a team on top of like the highest apartment building in downtown. You get in the window, you can like crouch walk out and basically be essentially you're standing on nothing.
It's like the ledge though.
But the game thinks you're on a ledge, even though when you look down, it's essentially nothing. And then you can jump up and get over that window, and then you can surprise an entire team there. That's one I just learned about on TikTok like a few days ago. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to TikTok.
They never, whenever these like roof campers or anything, they always watch like the choke points where you're most likely to come through. They don't expect people to jump up and use the smart way to beat them at their camping tactics.
Yeah, and if they're ADS'd on the stairs, which most of them will be, they literally won't even see you coming through the window. You're not on their screen, so it's just free. It's like, oh, hi,
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Console that with 60 FOV.
So, especially if you're, yes, that's true. So, but describing jump spots is difficult and not super fruitful.
Yeah.
So you guys should go to Iceman Isaac's YouTube channel and look up these videos to see them demonstrated for yourself, because it's going to be very hard to figure out what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
The point though is that you should do that because they are very useful and they will get you kills, because you can enter buildings even if people are in them, where there's a chimp. I just saw that. Where you won't, where they won't expect you. So, you guys wanted to talk about the stoner, the stony baloney, the of course the Cold War light machine gun, the stoner LMG in Warzone. A lot of people are smiling, grinning, laughing. What is this about? Fill me in.
I'm just gonna mute. Yeah, I'm gonna mute. Let Bango talk for.
No. I want you guys to talk before I talk about it.
Do you know what? The green ground loot one. The green ground loot stoner is pretty good. The strafe. I think it must have a stock on it. The green ground loot one, because
it does. Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
The strafe speed is insane for an LMG.
We were like having a dead ass serious game. Me, Jake, and Bango, just dead ass serious like in it gameplay. And all of a sudden, we look at Bango just fucking 200 miles an hour shooting this whole team down, and all of us are busting out laughing.
Was it a custom stoner, Bang?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The setup is as follows, and you heard it from me first. It's fucking the best gun in the game. So it's a 16-inch cut-down barrel. For your laser, you're going to go Tiger Team Spotlight. Your stock is going to be SAS Combat Stock. And your underbarrel is going to be the Bruiser. The optic is debatable. Throw an optic on it because it's going to be moving around so much. The idle sway isn't just awful. But the entire purpose of it is to shoot while strafing left or right. So if there's somebody at the end of a hallway and you're in a doorway, you could start shooting before you even see them, get all the way to the end of the hallway and just like ping pong ball, like back and forth, or just boop, 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 left and right shooting, and it will break their aim assist. They cannot lock onto you and track you at all.
It's actually crazy.
You could be in the middle of nowhere and just strafe your way to safety. Like, oh shit, there's people at that rooftop. Just lay down shots and move to the left.
It's
You'll
literally
be fine.
like Cali stick tack sprint movement.
It is.
I'm
It's
not
full
kidding.
sprint.
Like it's actually so
look like
fucking
child's
fast.
play.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be something with that SAS combat stock because there's that shotgun as well that's got the same
That's
stock on it. And you shoot it and you like just it's like the funniest thing. Jake
You're
picked
just trying
it
to stay in
up.
one
He thought
spot.
he was lagging out.
The other than the hallway.
Yeah,
we were pushing a
spas, and I thought I was lagging out because I started strafing so fast. I skipped to the other side of the room and killed 2 guys. I was like, dude, I looked at my ping. I was like, oh no, we're good.
Oh my god!
Just using a good old Cold War gun. Yeah.
We were playing earlier. Me, Jake, Bango, and I think at the time it was who was playing with us? Lag, I think. But we were pushing a building, and I was going first, and then Bango comes up, and I was like, dude, just take the point. And he goes up there just spraying with the stoner, just actually sprinting up the stairs, spraying it, and he ended up killing 2 full people. I just let him go, and it's so funny. I saw him run by, just hear his gun fully automatic firing the whole time he's sprinting. It was so funny.
Like you'll use the thing to cross areas faster. Like if you know there's somebody there in the hallway and you got to get to the next room to res somebody, just shoot your fucking gun and move. Like it's faster than a slide cancel. It's faster than a slide cancel. Yeah. Nobody's gonna hit you, and you might hit them and knock them out in the process. Like,
I watched Bango run through an open fucking field, strafing right, and he just absolutely shit on this kid in a window. And like, I was spectating him, and the kid was missing his shots by 10 feet, and Bango just absolutely wrecked him.
What happens is most people are going to be playing on controller. They're going to hit their button and they're going to ADS, and they're not going to move their thumbstick until they know where they have to go. But that in that little time they're pulling their sights up, I'm already 30 feet to the left.
It actually is crazy. Like all the SAS combat stock on like every Cold War gun is just so disgusting. I think it is like even more disgusting on the stoner for whatever reason.
It is. I've set the RPD up the exact same way.
And it's not the same.
And it's awful. It's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe it is just a stun.
I noticed some people kind of doing it with the FFAR, but it's not that.
It doesn't work as it doesn't work that well at all.
And it's not worth it over the Raider stock.
Every attachment on that build is to maximize your shooting movement speed. Like the SAS combat stock has 2 perks for it. ADS firing movement speed and then just shooting movement speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing weighing you down either. Everything is plus movement speed.
That sounds
it's legitimately like hilarious to watch.
It is.
It's so funny. Oh my!
I'm using the Vulture custom zoom because like there's so much idle sway and it's so easy to lose somebody in your sights when you're moving that fast ADS. So with the Vulture custom zoom, you have a big open sight picture. You zoom all the way out if you're close quarters because it's just 1x. It's a red dot. It's less than most red dots actually. So you're even further zoomed out. You have a wider field of vision. So if there's 2-3 people in front of you, you see them all.
Yeah.
And you could just literally strafe between them. You don't actually have to track them at all. There's a lot of tracking involved because of how fast you move. But you could just spray bullets and they're not going to hit you.
Yeah.
And the stoner goes so quick too. Like
that's another thing too.
It
3-second reload time.
So quick, man.
It's a chunky boy. Yeah. It's a chunky boy. Yeah, for sure.
Tanner, you got an ammo upgrade on that?
Yeah, it was. I typed it wrong.
What was that, Cam?
Have you got a mag upgrade on it? Or
nope, you just use the standard 75 round mag. It reloads in 3 seconds, so just be smart about when you reload and you'll be fine.
It does reload quick.
It's got enough bullets anyway
for a full
deal with a few people at least.
Yeah. Tanner, what do we have next here?
All right, let's get into so this topic is somewhat debatable. We go back and forth on this pretty often. So what are you guys currently running? What do you think is better right now in this meta? Ghost versus restock. What do you guys think?
Ghost.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gone
personally because I've been running Heartbeat as well. So there's no point running restock with just a nade or a throwing knife or whatever. There's no point.
Yeah.
It depends kind of on like my play style in that certain game. If I wanted to play more aggressive, I'll play restock. If not, go Ghost.
Quite a lot of the time, though.
Restock last time we were playing.
Yeah, I did.
Quite a lot of the time. Sometimes I don't always get a second loadout because sometimes you'll die and you end up having to use that loadout to get the same loadout again, because I don't want to run around with a pistol or whatever. I want the loadout that I had. I want the same guns. Yeah. I would sooner have my 2 guns than have Ghost.
Yeah, for sure there.
I think Tanner and I have also been doing just Ghost. I feel like it's just, in general, I feel like Ghost is just better. It's just
in solos and duos, it's definitely way. You need it a lot more.
Having a tactical.
I agree. It's
not
a big
like having, like, if I run Ghost and I run a stun and I throw that stun and you'll come across one, but I don't know. You might
That's
not
why I've been running the heartbeat.
Yeah, it's not great to not have a tactical, but I hate being on the radar more than I hate not having a tactical, is what I realized.
Yeah.
Because if I know there's a sweaty team pushing me, like, okay, these guys are good, they're not missing shots. Like, if I stun one of them's gonna be pushing around the other way and gonna shoot me in the back anyways. But if he doesn't know where I am exactly and I can move around and flank around, that's so much more useful to me than having another stun.
True.
And they may never even push you in the first place because they don't know you're there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm playing solos or solo duos, it's restock no matter what.
See, I think in solos you need Ghosts more, because people like to sit there in a building with their heartbeat out and not move.
That's what I think. That's an odd thought you had there, El. Because I feel like solos and duos, you need Ghosts. Like, in my opinion, it's not even a question there. You can't run restock. I feel like restock is more of a trios or a quads thing.
I agree.
See, in trios and quads, like, how often is everyone on your team ghosted? It's that someone's bound to die and go gulag and lose their perks. So the one person's going to give away the whole team anyway. So I feel it's not as necessary.
People always say that, like, oh, are we all ghosted? I don't, unless you're all standing in the same exact spot, you don't need to be ghosted.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
This is true.
Yeah, we used to make that mistake, actually. Like, oh, dude, you didn't get ghost. It's fucking ruined. But it's like, not really. Not unless we're holding hands. Like, and most of the time you won't be. So it's like, if they know I'm in this building, like, next to you and you're ghosted, they're not going to know you're there. They're going to think I'm some solo dipshit who's a free kill. And then
which is almost better.
You. Exactly.
It's actually, benefit.
Exactly.
That is true. That is true for sure.
And you have live bait.
Yeah.
It's like the fake most wanted.
Wait, so Cope and Goat, what were your guys' answers for that? Ghost also?
You go, Goat. You go.
Yeah, 90% of the time it's Ghost. If, like, you're absolutely slaying out a lobby and you're just, like, really feeling it and confident, I still have a restock class with stuns on it, but
same. Okay.
I rarely use that. I'll go Ghost most of the time.
Yeah, I was restock for quite a while, especially in quads, because it's like, you know, if you're fighting a team and there's 2 kids holding hands in a building and you can stun 2 at once with 1 stun,
dude,
and instantly shit on them, that's great.
That happened to me this afternoon.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know, recently just kind of how we've been playing, trying to play a little bit less chimp-like and a little smarter. Ghost is more the move, I feel. But, it's all personal preference, right? Or how you're going to play.
Yeah.
Playstyle, yeah.
Yeah, playstyle's pretty big on that, I feel.
I feel like if you're running restock, you should try to have a vehicle as much as you possibly can. You do not want to be crossing in the open without Ghost. That is such a good
point. If people know where you are anyway, you might as well move fast and have some cover with you. That's a giant point, actually. Because I'm always like, vehicles are cool, but everyone's going to know where we are. But if you're running restock, they probably know anyway, so you might as well get in the fucking car so you can just go quickly and have cover.
Yeah. Especially too, like, a lot of times, like, when we, like, you know, kind of like everyone we played with, we'd all be running like restock and we'd be in a Bertha, right? And sometimes you just roll up on a team real quick, or you can see them 100 meters ahead of you. And if you have 3 guys in the back and you all just huck a stun, if they're all behind like a rock or something, they're instantly dead. They can't do a thing unless they're on controller, of course. Then they'll shit on you. But other than that, like, that's where it comes in handy, I think.
Ghost fist.
Sure.
See, this is why I stopped running the stuns as well, because I think it was maybe a week ago, I had a stun. I threw it in the roof of one of the small single buildings. It's got the stairs in the middle, and you've got the banisters that you can see through. The guy sat right next to the banister. I chucked the stun. It goes off, doesn't even touch him. I go in there thinking, right, there's no one in there. He's obviously jumped out, so I go up there. He's there, not stunned. I watch the kill cam back. The stun's literally a foot away from him, and it doesn't do anything to him.
That does happen. That's true.
That's actually why I stopped running stuns and went back to heartbeat.
Really?
Because heartbeat's just free information all the time.
Yeah. And if you're playing quads and your heartbeat, I think is just like even so much more valuable to you if you're a little bit away from your squad and you see that there's 3 guys in a building, and there's been one too many times that I've thrown a stun right next to someone and there doesn't do anything.
Or they're on controller and they completely see. Whenever I seem to get stunned, I don't gain this special ability that controllers do. But whenever I stun someone, they seem to be able to ADS, do everything fine. You know, it's like it doesn't affect them.
I think aim assist helps through it.
So recently, going from
real quick, I do want to hear this, Hal, because I think I know what you're going to say. But what I understand, if you stun someone who's using a controller, and then you appear on their crosshair is not going to leave you. But if you stun someone and then you appear off their crosshair, then they're basically stunned in the same way you would expect someone on a mouse to be stunned, where they just can't turn and face you.
Maybe that's what it is, actually.
If they're locked on, they aren't getting off you, even if they're stunned. But if you stun a controller user, it can still be beneficial as long as you don't appear in their crosshairs. But that's sometimes impossible, and you wouldn't really have any way of knowing whether or not you're going to be in their crosshairs when you appear. But that's how I think. That's when I think controller players are able to just not be stunned, is when you walk into their crosshairs while they're stunned, it'll stay on you. That's the issue. But go ahead, El.
A huge disadvantage on mouse and keyboard on stuns is when you're holding this right stick when you're stunned, it's going to turn a lot faster. On mouse and key, you have to take your mouse and throw it across your pad like 5 times.
100 times.
To get like a fucking inch of movement.
Yes.
I also think your sensitivity doesn't scale on mouse and keyboard when you're stunned. Like, I feel like you could be max sense and it'll still only let you move the same amount as if you were on 3 sense or something. I don't think it has any input on that at all.
Yeah, I think that's...
So usually how I get out of the stun is I have to keep repeatedly jumping, and I tend to move slightly faster.
Yeah. Yeah, that does help a little bit. Is try and jump around a corner or something, but yeah.
Interesting.
So, Rez, you're saying that if you're in my crosshair when you stun me, that my crosshair will track you through the stun?
No. So let me. Okay, let's say we're in Gulag. This will simplify what I'm trying to say. We're in Gulag, and you are just standing still, holding one sightline, one corner. Okay. I stun you, and I run around the corner. Because you're pre-aimed there, the moment I appear, your crosshair is just going to stay on me as long as you move it with me. Whereas if you were on keyboard and mouse and that happened, you run across the crosshair, it doesn't matter. I'm still stunned. I don't have aim assist to help me move my reticle. So I'm just going to be fucking chucking my mouse across my desk, as LCK said. But it won't matter and I'll be dead. But if you're on a controller, then it'll like basically just stay on target even though you're stunned. Where I'm saying there isn't an advantage for controller player is, let's say we're both in a field and you're aiming 90 degrees to my right and I stun you, and then I start shooting you and you want to turn 90 degrees to face me, you can't because you're stunned. That's where controller doesn't have an advantage when they're stunned, because you're not able to turn the 90 degrees, neither is a mouse. So we're even. The difference is, if I walk into a stunned controller player's reticle, it's going to stick on me indefinitely now. Whereas if I'm on a mouse, it's not going to stick at all, obviously, because there's no aim assist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I was under the impression that there wasn't aim assist on stuns. I guess not, though.
Oh, go check my TikTok.
See, do you know what's usually...
I got stunned on controller and turned the guy... He ran at me. He had Cali sticks and a riot shield. He stunned me. I have a TikTok of it. I made it a year ago. Literally made it a year ago when I was on controller. I said, this is why I run 20/20 sensitivity. The guy stuns me. He tries to run all the way behind me. I perfectly track him with an MP7 and shoot him right behind me. I'm not even kidding. It's the most insane thing now that I've played keyboard and mouse. It's so busted.
And that's not possible on a mouse, is what you're saying, Jake.
Not even remotely.
Oh no, it's
you can't turn 40 degrees, let alone 100. Literally, I turned 180 degrees and killed him.
Yeah.
Benefits of controller.
100%.
There are some, dude. There are some.
Yeah.
They have benefits of mouse too. They all have benefits.
You know, the one thing that usually gets me with stuns as well is the loss of sound. You have no game audio when you're stunned.
Yeah.
So like
That's true. Yeah.
Well, there's never
That's
game
actually the
audio
one
in
thing-
Warzone, but
no, but
According to Jake.
you get more when you're not stunned.
I'm kidding. Yeah. No,
I
that's
hear the
true.
bullets entering my body.
I need to pee.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you rather be full stunned or full flash?
Full flash.
Full flash.
Yeah.
Flash all day.
One thing I do is, I don't know if this works in Warzone, but I do it in multiplayer all the time, is if I get flashed, your mini-map still shows up. So I'll just hug a wall. I'll literally navigate my character using the mini-map to hug a wall and stay in cover if I'm flashed. And obviously that's not possible if you're stunned. I don't know if the mini-map disappears if you're flashed in Warzone though. But so few people run flash that I haven't actually thought to do it. I've never had cause to do it.
Yeah, it's very rare.
But a pro tip that I use is, if you get flashed, you're now playing Call of Duty with the minimap. You just control your character that way. And it actually works really well, like really well. Because your movement's not limited.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
What about?
I don't think I ever knew that either, that the mini map was up. I never paid attention to that.
Well, I have a giant brain, so.
Okay.
What was
What about
someone said? What about
gas nades?
Oh, those are just fucking annoying.
They're
Poo grenades?
Those you can move away from relatively quickly, though.
Not if you're in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those would be so effective, actually, though, if they didn't affect you.
If they, yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But
And I'm
everyone
glad
will run them,
they
I
do.
think.
I'm
But that's the
glad
side
they do.
effect to running them.
Yeah.
I'm glad
That
they're
was-
not effective for that reason, actually.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
What if the gas mask actually worked for the gas grenades?
Depends, do you have to do the animation?
Because you'd be pulling.
What if?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
Oh my
what if-
god, dude.
Me
The fucking
too.
gas mask animation, bro.
Poo grenades would be fucking meta then.
But you're not there like going like this all the time. You just
Can still
once.
It shoot. Should just be a toggle. Like it's. I don't know.
Yes,
That's
I
like the
agree.
one
Gas
thing
mask
that-
should be toggle.
That's
On the
that's
gas
just
mask topic, sorry to cut you off, Goat.
no,
If you have like a heartbeat sensor or stuns or anything, if you want to play gas and you don't want the animation, pull out your heartbeat or hold a stun in your hand and you don't get the hand over face animation.
So
What
CopeCowboy
just
is
does
the
it
one
auto?
who discovered the stim glitch, by the way. What is this? Tactical cheese.
Yeah.
This
true,
fucking
it's
guy.
true.
No, that's a good tip, though, actually. That's a good tip.
The other thing is as well, if you're playing gas and you don't want the animation when you're coming out, stay in the gas until the gas mask is destroyed, and then you can leave the gas. You might take a little bit of damage, but you haven't got the animation, so you can still
Yep.
ADS.
I do that all the time. It should absolutely be a toggle, like Goat said.
yeah, it's
Tanner and
never
I
gonna
said
change
this
it, though.
literally 10 months ago. I'm not kidding. We had an
They won't
episode where
change
we were
it.
like, why it doesn't work this way. Of
Well,
course, they
'cause
won't change it. No. of
You
course
should
they
be able to make a play where you can stay in the gas until you're almost dead from it, and then put your
the
gas mask on.
True.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
won't. Yeah, agreed.
They're shit. So
But then you'll have people there like, oh wait, I didn't even know I had a gas mask and I died to the gas because I didn't know how to put it on.
good. Get better.
well, it should be a button you can bind, or a like either
I
like
don't know if they
square
have enough
versus
paddles
round
for
mini
it.
map. You should do gas mask automatic or manual. It's pretty
All my
simple.
buttons
They're
are in
just
use.
You
dumb.
can draw a fucking anime girl
Well,
tit
get more
on the wall.
buttons.
You can
Exactly.
put a button for a gas mask.
And I do have
True.
enough paddles. I got 2 left.
Okay, got it. I'm kidding. All right, let's move on. What is your favorite current? What's your current favorite loadout? And we don't mean perks, just guns. So like, what are your 2 overkill guns that you're rocking right now, and why?
No overkill. Ghost off the rip. Strela.
You rat.
and Stoner.
You rat
Go
piece of
Spurs.
shit.
Right now is
you're
my
the
best.
worst person.
That Strela was going crazy.
the worst of the
earlier.
worst.
Goes off the rip with a launcher, dude.
We were
I'm
saying
still
this.
sniping.
We had the most
That's
we had
true,
the most perfect squad. We had him with a Stoner where you fucking sprint, and then he had a rocket launcher. Jake was sniping and using an FFAR. I was using an AUG and an FFAR. Lag, I think, was using both. I mean, we just had everything, right? It was the perfect combination.
Bango Strelas are so clutch. We were playing like last week. It was me, Jacob, McBango, and I think L, actually. Us four.
Was it
And
like the hills finish?
It was North of Fire, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Bango
Oh yeah, that was
got,
a good one.
He only killed like 3 trucks.
Bango had like
Three
maybe
Berthas.
3 kills until like last circle, and then he had fucking 30. Like every Bertha was just ripped. I was like, dude, this is so clutch. Do you,
Oh
you guys
my
have any
God.
rockets? You should keybind that sound to like a stream deck or something. Bang! Like I need rockets. Just a
I dropped
a-
rockets so many
I give
times
you
for him
rockets.
today. Yeah.
Dude, there was a match we had. I fired, I think, 35, 40 of them because I got 12 from Jake.
Oh, I
He gave
hate
me
you
2
so
stacks of 6. I got a stack from Tanner. I think 2 stacks from Lag. A munitions box 4 times. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear that car horn?
You're good.
You're fine.
We heard
Okay,
it for a
cool.
second, but you're fine.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah. Okay. So Bango's loadout is the. I got so
The rat
engrossed
special.
with the Strela. The Strela and what?
Stoner.
Stoner.
The
got
Stoner
it.
build I have.
Okay. All right. Who else? What are we rocking?
Depends what servers I'm playing on. If it's NA, then I'm gonna go AUG and FFAR because I can't snipe on high ping because
Oh,
you shoot and it's just it takes half an hour for the bullet to register.
Yes.
Is question on that? Is it just like the matter of adjusting like the bullet velocity, or is it once you're that high ping, is it just like random and you don't know what's gonna happen?
But what it is because on my screen I'm seeing one thing, but what's happening on the opposition screen is completely different. So I can be round a corner and then I'll go down because on their screen I'm still in the open or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So like it's just everything's so delayed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I do enjoy running the car and the FFAR. That is a fun loadout at the moment as well.
Gotcha.
Very fun.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I've been running to is car FFAR shitload.
Jake's been nasty with the snipes lately. It's actually crazy. He's been going for those clips,
Dialed in.
dude.
And we're
Goat
still
probably
running
got
the
10 clips sent to him today.
We're still running the aiming stability stock, not the ADS speed
Yep.
stock for the car.
Precision comb stock.
Yeah.
It's
I'm a believer.
for sure.
I'm a believer.
I run sleight of hand.
Well, change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, change it for sure. Yeah.
I'm telling you, when you're trying to reload to get the extra couple of downs,
Dude, if
it
you've
makes a
never
difference.
tried,
They'd already be
I
down.
thought it was horseshit too. When Jake was like, "Dude, this was a hangout like a month ago." He's like, "Dude, you have to run the aim stability stock," and I was like,
Yep.
"Hey, aim better, right?" But then I tried it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not kidding. You literally don't have to hold your breath. There's almost no idle sway. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, there's none.
Like, it's actually crazy. It makes sniping so much fucking easier.
I
It's-
swear, I win. Like, I'll see glint on my screen. I'll run around the corner quick, and then I'll jump back out and snap right on their head. And I think that's what wins me a lot of those fights is the precision comb stock. So I don't have to hold my breath right there where that kid does because he probably has the stippled grip tape. Or it's Cam and he's got sleight of hand and he's reloading. I'm already.
He's done
I'll
with
check
his
it out for
reloads,
sure.
but you're already yeah. Give it a shot, dude. Give it a shot. All of you.
It
If you're
does take
using the
forever to
car-
reload. I'll give Cam that. The reload time is
It does.
fucking
That is, of
atrocious.
course, true.
It
Yes.
does make a difference.
It
having
is
sleight.
tempting to run sleight.
If you're not running the stock, definitely run sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So who else? What other loadouts are we running?
AUG, FFAR.
So the double AR ammo strat. Okay, that's been
Yeah,
popular.
That's
the
what
past
I'm
couple
liking
months.
lately. It's been
Yeah,
I've
it's fun.
I don't know what it is. I've had zero aim the last like 3 days. I cannot use a sniper, so I've just stopped picking up the Car 98 and I'm running AUG and FFAR because AUG is just it's simple to use essentially.
Mhm.
I've realized it's not a lot of recoil. It's just weird at first, but once you use it for literally like an hour, you understand it. As soon as you fire that burst, you got to pull down, and it just stays in the same spot basically. So that's what I've been running to.
Have you guys ran into any ammo trouble?
No, because we kill so many people, right? We kill so many people, and we're just always buying munitions boxes, so we're good.
I mean,
like he said, L.
You're never gonna have an issue unless you're posting up.
Yeah. If you're like have a loadout and you're just landing in, you have no ammo, and you don't want to go like fully loaded, then I'll use like an AMAX and a bullfrog. Just so I don't run out.
On one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But AUG is so fun, especially with the donut reticle. I highly recommend.
Blaze your fucking cream filled.
Yeah.
One of the best TikToks I've ever seen in my young life.
We can get into the glaze versus cream fill later. We'll end on that, right?
Could, of course,
that's got like 8,000 views, dude. We're blowing up.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
I need to get a TikTok.
Yeah,
There you
you
go.
all should. Actually, it's the
TikTok.
best way to grow. 2021. So, okay. Well, I guess I'll throw my hat in the ring. Car 98 FFAR also, dude. Like, actually, I've been doing, I swear to God, it's since I went to Precision Comb, I'm getting a lot more snipes than I used to now. A lot more snipes. It's a lot fucking easier. It's a lot fucking easier. So thank you, Jake. Thank you. It's very, and it's more, you can't change my mind. So this isn't a question. This isn't a suggestion. This is a fact. There's nothing more satisfying than getting a sniper kill in Warzone.
That is, I can agree with that. Yeah.
This
is
a
car 98
satisfying.
Yeah, there's nothing more satisfying. Deeply satisfying. Like, oh, downed. You just hear that crack and the thud in the same fucking sound, dude.
Yeah. Dude,
downed. Oh,
I got a
so
nasty
juicy.
3-piece headshot yesterday. Do you remember that when we were near airport? And I headshotted 3 shots, 3 headshots. You went and finished them all.
Is it the one like?
It was when we were playing with Grim last night.
Yeah, you snapped on a kid, but you like turned around randomly. Is that the one you're talking about?
3 shots, 3 headshots, all moving targets. That's just so satisfying. And then L just fold all of them. Oh my God, it was fantastic.
Hitting a snipe is a direct injection of dopamine.
That is absolutely true. Yeah. Yeah.
I know. Okay, I know we all had ran into this problem at some point where they're on a head glitch and all you can see is their head, and you hit their head and it doesn't even crack armor.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
That's fun and exciting.
All you can see is their head.
That's been a problem for the past way more in the past 2 weeks than it has at all.
Interesting.
Yeah. It happens more with the car, to be honest, though. I don't know why, but the other thing is as well is you crack them with one shot, which is 150 because you got 250 health with full plates. Yeah, you crack them with one shot, you hit them again. And it doesn't knock.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
You shoot them when they're down. It's not a full kill.
Oh, it takes 4 shots to finish them when they're down.
With the car, which is actually insane that it takes 3, but it does.
I feel like it doesn't even add up. Yeah.
The numbers don't add up.
And then
it actually doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
Let's do that math on that. Actually.
Yeah.
It's one of those for sure.
But
I say skill based hit reg.
Back to the loadout.
Yeah,
usually, my first couple games, I'll go FFAR car, and if I'm whiffing shots on the car, I'll kind of, I get I don't know, shaky with it for whatever reason, so I'll just go AUG and FFAR.
That does happen for sure.
Some days I can't snipe. That's it.
You don't drink enough water.
Yeah. Some days you don't have it.
Maybe you're not hydrated enough. That's perhaps true. Your fine motor skills are suffering from dehydration. But dude, Tanner has said this many times, and I always encounter this ever since he brought it up. When there is someone on that dumb head glitch, even if they're relatively close, it's like I don't have a weapon in my loadout right now to kill this guy. I really wish I had a sniper right now. Because when someone's doing really cheesy head glitches, even if they're pretty close, it's like, okay, I just can't down him. It's like a waste of my time and resources to take this fight because that head glitch is so disgusting. Boy, I wish I had a sniper. Those situations happen often, and they draw me to snipers more and more with each passing day. Because the sniper is the way that you'll take someone off some ratty head glitch, and you just literally, no matter how accurate, the gun is. Like, it just won't matter unless it's like a pre-nerf DMR, but we don't have that anymore. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I think sniping is just so fucking valuable. And it's so fun. It's so satisfying, as we said.
Yeah. As a main sniper, I can say, yeah, you're right. Because whenever I'm not sniping, there's not a situation that I'm in. I'm like, God damn it, I wish I had my fucking HDR right now. That guy's got a nasty heady. I could give him a haircut. Yeah. But no, I got a fucking stoner.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna have to shoot across the street faster. Yeah.
10 seconds. Yeah.
It's definitely a benefit to have at least one person on the team sniping, because you get that initial down, and that's when everyone hits it, and they're already panicking because they're like, "Oh shit, he's down. We've got to get our teammate up or whatever." And
I've noticed that. Yeah, I've noticed that playing with Bango especially. It really is like fucking super obvious when you're playing with like a good sniper how much easier your life is. Because what'll always happen, like let's say we're playing fours with Bang and he's using a Barrett because he's a child, of course. He'll just an off meta child, but he makes it work, obviously. He'll get like a down or two, and this crossing the ravine just got a whole lot easier. Because now they're rezzing their teammates. Those teammates obviously aren't shooting back, and then you can cross the ravine, and then you have the upper hand instead of them having the upper hand. I think having like one sniper at least always, especially for like fours, it's just such a game changer. Because just getting
opens
that
up
one
windows
pick,
of opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you that window to maneuver or push, like, you know. So I think it's huge.
As soon as you've got one or two down, they're at immediate disadvantage, and that's when you strike. You know, where the time is right.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
So who didn't we hear from the loadout? Cope and Jake?
I never gave my loadout.
All right, let's hear your fucking loadout, right?
Okay, well,
Cope's in the chat wanted to fight me. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, we're tripping.
Someone said you're a street fighter.
Yeah.
Well, we're on a podcast about Call of Duty. None of us know how to fight, so let's move on for sure.
So for a long time, I was FFAR car. And actually today, Raz, I don't know what that pack in the store is called, but it's got this reticle.
Yeah.
It's got like a blue dot in the middle. There's a bunch of lines around it on the outside, which pissed me off to no extent. But I put that thing on the AUG, and that's a game changer for me personally. I don't know. I just like the way it looks or something. But I was frying kids with the AUG today, and it felt fantastic.
The reticle is called Focal Point. I don't remember what the bundle is called, though. I will research this for you guys right now. But yes, sadly, Activision is not above having pay-to-win video games, obviously. And one of the Cold War default scope is kind of shit for the 3X. It's not terrible, but it's not great. And then if you use any scope any reticle other than the default one for the 2X or the 3X or any of them, you get a bunch of parallax. And the only way to counteract that, besides using the default reticle, is to use a battle pass or store bundle reticle. So then the quest is to find a good, clean store bundle Cold War reticle. And Cope and I found one called Focal Point, and I'll get the name of the bundle shortly. But it is a game changer. That is,
and this
real
is for
and
what
true.
Gun?
Well, it's for any Cold War.
Oh, it's just a reticle.
It's a reticle.
Okay,
yes.
got it.
We've been putting it on the AUG.
Yeah. Raz said, "Oh, check out this reticle." So I picked up his AUG, shot it, and then he got mad at me for wasting his ammo, of course. So I dropped all my ammo and ran around with nothing because he's shit. But anyways,
that's true. That's fake news, but
yeah, I shot it. I'm like, holy fuck! So of course I went and bought it, and I ran the AUG pretty much for the rest of the day, and it was really good.
He says, "Of course I bought it."
Better than the donut.
Hank Scorpio said the bundle is called "Thanks for the Money."
Get donuted, kid.
That's not what it's called.
That doesn't even sound like a name.
That's not it. I don't know what it is, but it's not that. I can tell you that much. I would remember.
Saying that's what Activision's saying.
I'd recognize it if I found
you say thanks for the money, AUG nerf coming next week. Yeah,
Got
that's
it.
funny. Actually, literally.
Got it.
That's what Bobby's saying.
It shows my here. Anyways, go on. All right, well,
Jake,
I was
did you
trying
go?
to find this. I was trying to find the bundle.
No, Jake already went. Yeah, Jake already went. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we got all our loadouts now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The donut one is terrible. Let's be clear.
No, it's not.
Get donated, kid.
It has a little dot in the middle of the donut, and the donut itself is see-through. Use it like 3 games, and you'll love it. You won't have to buy a reticle.
See, I like the standard one.
The standard one is definitely workable, for sure. But yeah, like a plain blue dot would definitely be an improvement. So Tanner also had this note, which I'm curious about, and we talked about this on our most recent Patreon episode, patreon.com/the Dropshot, of course. 5 bonus episodes a month. Quite a steal. Figure it out. Semtex or Thermite for lethals, or fucking C4 like Tim the Tapman or something. What are our thoughts?
Throwing knife, get good.
Okay, throwing knife. Tell us more, Bango. Tell us more.
If you down somebody, say you got an AR with 50 rounds, whatever, FFAR, you down somebody and you can immediately get the timing down where you can throw that knife and stick it in their body. Chances are they're not going to be able to live ping you, and you've got the rest of your mag to kill the guy that drops out of the ladder hatch or whatever comes around the door.
Why not do that with a thermite?
Takes twice as long.
And you don't get the thermite back.
Yeah, and you don't get the thermite back.
Yep. You might get live pinged in that time too, because if somebody's trying to just turn their mouse quick and fucking hit the button, they're already dead. Throwing knife is fucking instant. Boom.
I have been using the throwing knife for the past couple of days, and it is very good if you're playing aggressive and fighting inside a building. You want to get that full kill without having to waste your ammo, and then potentially wasting time to reload that could potentially get you killed.
Let's say you don't have any plates and you're about to get pushed. Hold that knife. Just hold it in your hand.
Okay,
just wait around the corner. And the moment they come around, stick them. That's 200 damage instantly. If they have full plates, they still have 50 health. Just shit on them with 2 bullets. They're dead. It's hard. And it's not for everybody, but it's good.
The throwing knife is like the second most satisfying thing other than getting a car headshot.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
But the throwing knife's not going to help you with the imminent threat. You know, if they're already down, really, you know, they're not shooting back at you. If most people that are listening right now shouldn't run a throw knife unless you're just playing around. It is satisfying, but I think Thermite's the best lethal right now.
It's what you'll see people using if they're doing kill races and stuff, because they want to get that finish. They want to get the kill on the board, and the quickest way to do it without using your ammo and, you know, or using your melee or whatever is to hit the throwing knife. And all you got to do is run over their body to pick it back up. So
that is true, because those guys are so good that they're winning every single gunfight anyway. So they don't need a Semtex or Thermite to block off, some way that somebody will rush them, because they're going to do the rushing. They're going to kill the other person every single damn time. And so what they're going to do is use a throwing knife, like you're saying, to get that final kill. So that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
If it's not a throwing knife, it's a Semtex, though.
Yeah.
Really? Instead of a thermite?
Yeah. See, with the Semtexes, I got used to the Semtex after they nerfed the C4. The best thing that Semtex is good for is, say you get someone one shot, they duck behind a rock, you throw the Semtex, you're getting the down.
Thermite does the same thing.
It's got a wider blast.
The Thermite is good, yeah. But
Thermite
you know,
has
one thing with the Thermite share is sometimes you may stick it to a door and you take damage from the Thermite because it hits the door frame or whatever. It happens, you know. With the Semtex, you got a bit of time to move away.
In theory, you can get a down on some dude who's weak and got behind the rock. But in practice, and like that rarely happened. Like, at all for me. And I think the experience is the same for Tanner and Jake and most of the people I've spoken with. It's like, yeah, in theory that works, but like hit marker machine Semtex, even on people who are weak, because most people run EOD anyways. So it's like it just tickles. I don't know.
With EOD, it does take a lot of Semtex to actually do anything. The Thermite, if you're hitting someone directly with a Thermite, it is definitely better than the Semtex.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, just hit them, right?
How many Semtex you gotta stick to a fucking car for it to explode? 8?
Too many.
Maybe 3 or 4.
For sure.
Throw a thermite in that
probably
bitch.
3 or 4,
It's gonna disable it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much damage does
about
a
it.
thermite do on a car?
It'll destroy it.
Enough.
Really?
Yeah, it does it all. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think
pretty
one
sure the
thermite will
cars.
destroy a Bertha, but I think it'll destroy
Not
every other
a
vehicle.
car. It will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't blow it up, but it
I
disables
didn't know
it.
it did that much damage.
It'll disable it. I'm pretty sure.
To the vehicles.
Because it does go on for some time.
Yeah, like the lore behind a thermite is it's designed to be like anti-vehicle. So like you stick a
Yeah.
vehicle and it continues to burn and it just like fucking, it's like a damage over time effect on a vehicle.
Cuts through steel.
Thermite, you can
That's-
block off movement.
Thermite can melt steel beams. Jet fuel can't. So let's just
And it
keep
won't
that in
even-
mind. But
You can't even be safe
Black
even if you've got self-res.
and yeah, that's true too. So let's continue going around the panel. Semtex or thermite?
Thermite all day.
I think I'm gonna start running thermite actually.
Are you
There's
currently
nothing
running?
more satisfying.
Especially
sticking
like
with thermite from 50
sticking
yards.
someone. It's easier to stick people with thermite
That's
too.
also true. That's exactly what I was going to say.
So you
El.
throw it faster.
Throwing knife has the fastest throwing speed. Thermite is second place. Semtex is thrown significantly more slowly. So thermite is easier to stick people, and it does more damage if you stick someone. It's a guaranteed down, in fact.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah. You can stand on dam and throw a thermite all the way to prison too.
Oh, you can yeet those things so
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
throw those.
You can fucking Tom Brady send those bitches.
Yeah,
for
Cam's
sure.
right about like if you miss and you accidentally throw it on yourself, it'll do damage to yourself. But the same thing is like the same thing for an enemy. Whereas like I use them a lot. Like if I see someone's in a window, I'll try and like kind of get under them and throw it right at the side of the window frame, right where they're standing, and it will instantly start doing a little bit of damage to them. And then I can push in there, and I know they already have less health than me because I'm fully plated.
Mhm.
Whereas with like a Semtex, you can stick it there, and they have a chance to run back out of the room and get away from it. You
Yeah,
get
there's
that
also the
instant
warning
damage with
aspect.
thermite.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point too. And the area denial. The area denial is so good.
Mhm.
Like Semtex will give you area denial because no one's gonna run into a beeping fucking explosive ordnance device. But as soon as it explodes, they're just gonna send it. Whereas thermite will be area denial for a lot longer. I don't know. I think thermite is unambiguously the better choice in Warzone. However, dude, C4 has been like making a comeback. I've been seeing a couple C4 clips, and I'm kind of mad about it.
You just can't throw those things past the foot though.
True. Yeah,
You
the
have to
nerf really fucked it.
tactical sprint, jump, then throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they
What
will
it is because I
fucking
got
go super
used
far.
to the because everyone's got used to how far you can throw a thermite or a Semtex. Now the C4, it just feels shit because you throw it like that, and unless you get like the right jump and the right throw on it, it doesn't go anywhere.
The problem with this, what happened with the C4 was that it got nerfed probably 4 months ago, and it just lowered the throwing distance, and then everyone switched off of it. But the damage of it never changed. It still does a fuck ton of damage. But the nerf was to its throwing distance, and then everyone just stopped trying to use it.
And there was that they put a delay on it, but I think they changed that now, didn't they?
Did they?
They did. They
buffed
put a delay on it. You had to wait a second before you could detonate.
And they reverted the delay?
I think so.
Interesting.
But
And like the
No,
main,
I
the
I
main
really
don't
reason,
think so.
I didn't hear
there was
about
definitely
that,
a delay.
the main
No,
reason
I-
for C4s is like vehicles, pretty much, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's the
So where
prime
like, and then the main reason for like Semtexes and thermites is not exactly vehicles.
clearing
it's-
buildings.
It's buildings, yeah.
Thermite's
I guess
just the
thermites are
most
better, too.
versatile of all of them,
Yeah.
I think.
Mhm.
That's the thing.
It does everything.
Thermite
Good for area
is good for
denial,
everything.
Good for
exactly.
sticking. You can throw them faster. Yeah, they're just the most versatile.
And like Cam was saying earlier about Semtex, like he was saying, you know, if you get someone one shot and you lob a Semtex behind like a rock, let's say, they're dead. Well, also if someone's behind a rock fully plated, if you can hit that Semtex like beside them, they're gonna have to move from that fucking rock, and then you can just shit on them either way. Because you know they're right there, and they're gonna have to move the opposite way you threw the Semtex or the thermite. Sorry.
Well, they take the damage from the center.
Yeah, or they take the damage, right? And
hot take. Molotov. If somebody's taking damage, they're behind a rock out in the open, and you just light that rock on fire, you're absolutely fucking them.
How much is the spreading point on the Molotov?
And also, how far can you throw it? And how fast can you throw it?
I think it's pretty similar to the other ones because it's an overarm throw, whereas like the C4 is like
a fucking underhand.
Yeah,
it's a toss.
Cricket toss.
It's like it's a toss. Yeah.
I tried running Molotov for a while, and it's good when you can hit it, but I just find it so much harder to hit than thermite.
I think mollies
with Molotovs, right?
True. Well, you can
almost
hit direct
the best
impact.
thing with the molly is blocking off a path because no one wants to run through fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are definitely best for area denial. Again, I just think the thermite is just better. It's more versatile.
Yeah, exactly. The thermite is not the best at literally anything, but it's like quite good at everything. Exactly. And that's what you want in Warzone because every situation is going to be different. So you want the most versatile, lethal, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, well, that's like any meta in Warzone too, right? Like the kilo, the like gun metas per se, like the kilo and the grow and yada yada, like they weren't really good at particular things, but like they were just so well rounded. Like
exactly.
Like like the kilo and the grow, like they were pretty good at long range. They were really good at medium, and like up close, if you didn't have to switch your guns, like you could still melt someone with it, right?
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
like,
true.
Same thing with the thermite too. Like it's,
That's what's so good about it as well is they've all got their own upsides and they've all got their own downsides. So you've got to kind of work out which is the best for your play style and what you're trying to do with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So let's move on here. Kind of a different tack. Gulag. Good mechanic. Bad mechanic. Would you change it? Would you eliminate it altogether? If you die, are you just out of the game? Or do we like the gulag? What are our thoughts on this?
I like the idea. I'll start talking about I like the idea of the gulag. Like, great. It's got to like take the random shotgun bullshit out. Take the stupid sniper. Have like AR SMGs in all the time, and make the map. Make the map. Yeah, make the map equally sided. It's the same thing both sides. Same exact thing.
Yeah, they need to be symmetrical. I agree.
Yeah, I think the gulag is like kind of like Jake said, great idea, shit implementation. Like playing Fortnite, for example, like when you died in Fortnite, like you were just dead unless your teammate fucking rezzed you. Now that's great, except for when you die off the rip and you sit there for 35 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
With your fucking dick in your hand doing nothing. Like that's boring, right?
Yeah.
At least like you die, you go to the gulag, like you're fighting within a minute usually. Now whether you win or lose, well, that's fucking up to you. But it's still more action in the first person shooter game, which is why we all play the fucking game.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
It gives you a chance as well to redeem yourself and get back into the fight.
And especially too, like if you're like whatever, like you're right before the gulag closes and like there's 8 teams left and you're just like, oh fuck, this gulag has got to be clutch. Like this could literally determine if we win or lose the game, right? So I like that aspect of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the weapons is the worst thing because I think the reason why they have different rotations of weapons is to make it almost easy for certain players, you know, to give everyone a fair chance of winning a gulag. Because if you put ARs and SMGs, the player with the better skill and the better movement and the better gun skill is always going to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that how it should be, though?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what Cam is saying. Yes.
Well,
but Activision want to make the game playable for everyone because they don't make as much money from, you know, us nerds that like to sweat it out and want to win every gunfight and that. They want to make it so everyone's got a chance and they don't feel like, oh, well, I die every time I go to the gulag. Why do I even bother playing this game? And they're not going to spend money in the store to buy, you know, operators or whatever.
Yeah, I'm convinced that's why the gulag is so shit, by the way. If you put me and Nate Gibson in a gulag and we both have akimbo deagles, I'll win like 40% of them. If you put an M4,
20.
I'll win 0% of them. I'll lose 1 million out of 1 million times, actually, because he's just built different, of course.
Yeah, no.
But they want to like make it just like, oh, like everyone like could win. It's just totally fucking RNG. I swear to God, that's why all of the fucking gulags are dog shit.
Yeah, and I was getting shit on all day in the gulag. Oh, I wonder why. Because it's shotguns and fucking pistols right now. It's all luck. Anytime I have a Magnum, I literally say, okay, well, I'm going to lose this. If this guy's on a controller, I'm losing this gunfight because it's impossible for me to win it. I think I won like...
Yeah.
You know, I very rarely go to the gulag because I usually don't die. But I think I probably won actually
myself. But
yeah. I think I won 20% of my gulags today. It was bad, and my overall gulag percentage was pretty high.
Yeah,
what was that one time? Like 70% win rate, I think 60%.
Well,
I don't know, it was higher than your shit win rate.
My absolute favorite thing is customs, and you get put in the gulag, and you see the person you're going against. You're like, oh, I'm playing against Cope. Easy dub.
Oh,
easy dub.
Oh, that's a hot take for sure.
Well, if you're on a controller, gulag's kind of in your favor. Let's move on. Oh wait, actually, that was a joke, by the way. We can talk about it if we want. But so do I like the gulag mechanic? Yeah, exactly like Jacob said, and I think this is just the thesis behind all of Warzone. Good idea, terrible implementation.
Yep.
That is the case with so many things in Warzone and Call of Duty in general in 2021. Like good idea, terrible implementation. I think gulag is like kind of the same thing. And like Cope said too, it's really annoying in a BR if you die early and you're just out for like actually 30 minutes. And then your team gets like 5th place, so you didn't even get a win out of it either. It's like, holy shit, I just wasted so much time. It's cool that the gulag is there and the buyback mechanic is there to kind of, ameliorate that. But the implementation is just so dog shit. Neither of the gulag maps have been good, have been even serviceable, honestly. They need to be like gunfight maps where they are literally symmetrical, like completely symmetrical. I don't know why this is difficult. Do it, change it. They should be completely symmetrical. Shouldn't matter what side you spawn on. And the guns should require, they should require you to aim down the sights with your weapon. That would be nice.
Yep. New gulag is much better than showers. If you like showers, I don't know what to tell you. You're
showers
dumb.
were dog shit.
There's spots in the showers you can't see.
No,
but you can
don't
lie
say
on
that,
the floor in the showers and you can't even see them sometimes.
Showers is fucking awful.
Warzone gulag with the car is way better than this one, though. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah, people were molding about the car. I hate the new one because everyone just goes straight to that wall and fucking gets the nastiest head glitch on it. It's just as bad as the car. I hate it, and they have more cover, and I can't do anything.
Just needs to be an open area with a brick wall in the middle that you can't shoot through, and just make it a straight up 1v1.
That gunfight map speedball. Symmetrical, there are walls. You can't shoot them right off the rip, but if you move an inch, you can.
Right.
That's it. Let's not.
By the way, I said this a long time ago. If you get the akimbo deagles in the gulag, you have to go prone with them. You drop shot with them, and you'll win so many more times. I promise you.
True.
I think I won every single one I had akimbo deagles with because I drop shotted and the guy didn't.
Yeah. Everyone I've had today with the deagles, I've just laid prone, and I've won everyone today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Makes it a lot.
You're like literally, it's like you can't beat it if you're prone. You will not lose.
Because they can't hit you, but it makes your crosshairs so much smaller, so it's so much easier to actually hit them.
Yeah, that's how
usually end up one tapping.
That's how Call of Duty has always been. If you're crouched, your hip fire spread is more collapsed, and if you're prone, it's maximally collapsed. So if you're akimbo and you can't ADS, the only way to be more precise is to prone or crouch, but proning is ideal. So that is.
I don't think there should be spectators as well, because
take those out.
You can be weak on health, and the guy keeps chucking the rocks at you, and you don't regen. So you're there like, well, hang on a minute. I'm trying to sit in cover so I can regen, so I can fight this guy, but this guy keeps chucking rocks at me. What am I meant to do here?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's so dumb. I agree.
And they get the call outs or whatever. So If you're in there and you can give your teammate call outs, most of the time I prefer not to have them because it's easier to actually play and listen to what the other guy's doing.
I'm
rather
with you
than
there.
That's what Raz always says, but he has a 25% win rate in the gulag, right? So that's what he thinks. He thinks it's our fault for talking and not his fault, right?
I won more gulags the last time we played than you by a factor of 10. I'm actually not kidding. I won so many more gulags than you. Because you're a cool shit.
Goes to show you, skill doesn't matter, right? It's random.
No, it was before it was shotguns only, but let's move on. Go ahead.
Tacticals and lethals in the gulag, yes or no?
Oh, of course not.
No, throwing knife only. One throwing knife.
Yeah.
Throwing knife at least takes a bit of skill.
Skill-based item.
Yeah,
it should still be nothing, but yeah, I agree with that.
It should be nothing. Yeah.
And only a throw knife.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a lethal.
Only a throwing knife. No fists. No fists. You got to chase your knife and go get it.
I don't see the point in them putting the decoy grenades in there. They are the most pointless thing to have in the gulag because you can't hear anything. You literally cannot hear a thing. So it doesn't help you. It doesn't help the person you're fighting. It does nothing.
And you'll have.
So what you should do is throw it on them, right?
If you throw a decoy nade in the gulag, it will stay exploding the whole game, all 20 minutes of the game.
Actually, real and true.
Yeah.
I've loaded into gulags where there's still smoke from the last match.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, this is fun. Or a decoy grenade, too, which is also fun and exciting. Cope seems to be having a crisis. Is everything fine, Cope?
I had to fucking sneeze.
That was a sneeze and a half. Holy shit.
That was a powerful sneeze.
That's a big boy sneeze.
Yeah,
he's an enforcer, dude.
Off of your fucking face. Yeah, anyways. Okay, well.
That was funny. It almost actually fell off his head. It did fall off his head.
So now we're gonna see if you guys did your fucking homework, and I suspect none of you did, but let's find out. I asked you guys to find one thing you agree with, disagree with, and or thought we missed in general in our Warzone, All About Warzone 2021 edition episode of the program. Now, I'm going to grant you some reprieve. I'm going to stand up, walk to my bathroom, take my giant white dick out of my shorts and piss into my toilet with it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to collect your thoughts. But
I have to go pee too, so why don't they just start talking amongst themselves?
Well, no, we're going to do a little intermission. We're going to do a little intermission. And I want to hear...
You guys have to take off your headsets while we talk.
Okay, I'm going to for sure do that. We'll be right back, boys and girls. One moment. Okay, yeah. Now, again, this could be related to All About Warzone 2021, or, I mean, you guys all listen to the program, ostensibly, so you know Tanner's and mine thoughts on Warzone in general. We'll start with this. One thing that you, like, agree with us most on, or where you listened to it and you said, true, if such a moment transpired.
I didn't.
Cool. Okay. So what about one thing you disagree with?
Good talk, boys.
I agreed with it. I agree.
Now they all start talking. Okay.
I got something for you.
It's not like
obviously,
good tips.
I'm pretty sure everyone here agrees on the fact that Daddy and Stop and Pass should not be in the game.
True.
Yes.
It seems to be
Since
the update, I think it's the season 2 update. Since that, the drop rate of Daddy and Stop and Power is ridiculous. I've been killed by Daddy or Stop. Like, sometimes people using Daddy and Stop and Power at least every other game.
Favorite.
Mm-hmm. And self-res has gone up too.
Oh, self-res off the rip is just, oh my god. Everyone's got self-res. Especially if you're playing like solos or duos, everyone has self-res.
Yeah.
Who'd we lose?
Goat's dog ate his internet, it looks like.
His
Where's Bango gone?
35-pound dog ate everyone.
I don't see Bango. Where's Bango at?
I don't see Bango either.
It's just like, I just see Bango's wall, that's it.
That was clever. Okay. All right, well, this is obviously uninteresting to you guys, so what about disagreements?
Your opinion on high alert. Well, you guys didn't really test it, though. You admitted that it was our homework. Well, we never really got around to it.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to save your ass so
You were running
much.
it today, right?
Yeah. And you don't know it's good until it saves your ass. And
Yeah,
then
but
you're
how's
like,
it
oh my
better
God.
than Ghost?
The only time I've ever used
I guess
it is
Ghost
when...
is really only good is a lot of the time is if everybody has it, right? Otherwise, if they see one dot, they're going to push you anyways.
But they're not.
Oh, that's a free kill.
You.
Not necessarily, but if let's say like DMR meta, I was running high alert all the time then. Dude, my screen would flash, I'd immediately just take cover. And I'd stop getting fried. I wouldn't get fried immediately because I just knew to move. They're not necessarily shooting at you, they're just looking at you in your general direction. They might not even see you.
So is high alert your go-to red perk then?
It is one of, yeah. It's either high alert or ghost because I picked ghost late game. I'll pick high alert right away, then pick ghost at the end.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
That makes sense, I guess.
But I play a lot of solos
it.
too, so like
That's
high
true.
alert is if you're trying to get a lot of kills in solos, it's helpful to know where people are and that little extra information from high alert. Oh, there's a guy to my left. Turn, dip, and duck to my right, and look.
I would imagine that if you do choose to run high alert, you would have to alter your playstyle such that you're in buildings a lot less often. Because you're not going to get any benefit from high alert if you're in a building, obviously. Or very little. Whereas
Unless
if
you're
you're
on the
like
roof.
in the... Yeah, exactly. But whereas if you're like in the hills, then high alert, I feel like would probably be better than ghost. Because the only time you'll be detected is from a UAV. No one's going to be in range to heartbeat you if you're like in the open, because you would have already like have seen them.
It is relative to position on map too. Like if you're downtown, there's no reason for a high alert unless you're on a building. But if you're, say you're running solos or duos, and it's final couple circles in your ground level, you're not going to be able to tell if somebody's looking at you from above with high alert. That's actually going to be pretty confusing because you're going to think, oh, he's looking at me from the left, but really he might be looking at you from straight up to the left. It's not going to help you the way that like the hit indicator is when you get shot. That'll give you the little angle, more 360 degree, where you get 4 different directions. So if you get spotted from the right, if you turn 45 degrees to your counterclockwise to your left, and all of a sudden you're spotted from directly behind you, then it helps you triangulate to where they are because you're only given the 4 directions to begin with.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to learn to use it to get spotted, maybe re-peek that spot to verify information, then you can kind of figure out where people are at. But with Ghost, you have no idea. You just got shot in the head.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we brought it up, because we thought, like, you know, I've used high alert in... I've had high alert in Warzone because of specialists, but I've used high alert in, like, multiplayer, like, plenty. And I do recognize its utility and how good it is. That's why it was even, you know, a postulate for us. Like, I feel like this could be really good.
I would say try it. Give it a try.
I think we do need to actually try it, yeah.
Even if one person on the team is using it, then they're that dumb dot on the UAV that everybody is chasing, but there's able to say, hey, guys, left.
Someone's looking,
this direction, west, southwest.
What were you saying, Jacob?
I feel like a high alert would almost be better in like the last circle, more so than Ghost. Because like
very true as well.
Game where it's more likely to get third partied, like you want Ghost because sure, if someone's aiming at you, you're gonna know, but you're gonna have a lot less people aiming at you because no one's gonna know where you are because you have Ghost. Whereas in the final circle, there's 3 other teams left. You know where one is, but like you still want to keep the power position, so you don't want to just push the first team you see and someone else starts aiming at you like that. I feel like that's when it would be really good. So you're like, oh, okay,
you should try it, Jake.
The team's over here. No, I will. I'll try it.
It is definitely good, and I've used it obviously with specialists, but that's the only time I've ever used it, and it is a lifesaver at times.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Make that.
That's the one time I've used it too, a
try.
specialist, actually, yeah.
I'd love to hear from you guys about it too. I'd love to hear what you guys think.
It's definitely a
about it if you tried
viable
it.
perk, 100%. But it goes back to that thing, sometimes I don't get that second loadout, or I do get the second loadout, but I've lost my gun, so I need to get overkill again. So it's, yeah.
It
That's
might
what I'm
be
saying
the
is
perk to grab if like you're on the edge of the map, like say lumber or, you know, by dam, those open areas versus
Definitely
like
end
downtown.
game. Definitely end game, because there's more people are more likely to have kill streaks like airstrikes or clusters rather than UAV at the end, because sometimes you'll pop a UAV and the zone will be so small that the UAV actually covers the whole zone and you'll get nothing. So you'll be like, do you know what? I'm going to pick up an airstrike or a cluster now. There's no point me buying any more UAVs because I'm not going to gain anything out of it. So high alert's definitely viable. It's definitely one of the 3 perks you want to use for that red perk. I can't think of anything else you would really want to use, to be honest.
Besides those 3.
Yeah, there's nothing you're going to gain anything of use out of in Warzone.
I don't even know what else there is actually.
People will make the argument that cold blood will just counter it, but when I use a spotter scope, I use a thermal. I never see people with cold blood. Maybe 1 in 10 people.
Yeah, people don't run cold blooded anymore, and
yeah,
some of them do, but they're the ones that run tracker as well.
Well, if you're running cold blooded, I have no worry about him killing me because
they're a shitter and a push.
If you're running,
the thing is, with cold blooded,
you're a guppy. As
100%.
The only reason you should ever have cold blooded is if you're running the specialist.
See, cold-blooded, I think, was the only time it was actually kind of good was in that zombie mode with the dark, when everyone was running thermal scopes and that.
And
Warzone 2 pre-thermal nerf.
It was
pre-thermal nerf.
Warzone.
It used to be one of the.
Literally, the first meta loadout was a cold-blooded loadout in Warzone because
everyone run HDR with thermal
HDR. Yeah.
Yep.
What did they do to the thermal scopes?
People realize that the EDX is so slow.
Yeah,
and
lower the resolution.
There's better perks to run.
Yeah.
Reduce the distance in which you could actually see somebody in the white heat signature. They cut that dude, over half. It's terrible.
But the thing is, even if they're using cold-blooded, you can still see them with a thermal.
Yeah.
They're just not as bright, but you can still see the silhouette. Do you know what I mean? So
it is harder to find them though. If they're far away, you could easily miss them if they have cold-blooded on.
But you rarely see people using thermal scopes anymore.
That's true.
They make cold-blooded worse with spotter scope. Granted, nobody uses spotter scope except for me, but even if they're 752 meters away and you have a spotter scope and they have cold blood, you'll see a little diamond icon on their body. You can live ping it.
Oh yeah, you get the
Doesn't matter. Cold blood, that's cute. Well, there you are.
I think really there's only 2 viable first perks anyway. You're either running EOD or double time. No one runs anything else unless you're a GUP.
Yeah.
It's true.
There's no point in running double time either, really.
Oh nah, the double time. As soon as I lose my perks, I feel slow as hell.
Dude, double time's the only blue perk I use.
Yeah, man, I love double time.
Anymore.
Slide cancel all the time.
Slide canceling is much easier.
Yep,
you move so much faster with double time, and you can crouch walk a lot faster.
Hey, well, since you're going to be using the stoner kit, you're going to want double time.
Completely went off back to EOD.
True.
But I thought the double time only adds the amount of time you can tack sprint. So you just slide cancel it anyway.
Seconds instead of 2.
But I still feel a lot slower.
It's because you don't have amps. Probably that's probably what you're feeling.
Not just that, but with the movement speed, I definitely feel slower when I don't have double time. Especially running 2 ARs as well.
Maybe because I know double time increases your crouch movement speed by 30%, which is noticeable. I don't know if that would count slide speed, because to slide you technically crouch. So maybe you actually slide 30% faster if you have double time.
That'd be broken.
I also doubt it. I also doubt it. Yes, but
that'd be very noticeable too.
I feel like it's
It definitely feels slower.
Yeah.
It definitely feels slower. But EOD is definitely quite overpowered.
Yeah, dude, you can soak a Strela rocket to the feet. As long as it's not direct impact, EOD will save your life. I found that out today.
I was running double time until JGod released a Strela video, and I died to it twice in one match, and I was like, okay, back to EOD, and then I've just been on it. But the blue perks are all kind of
RPGs recently.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I got RPG twice in one game. It was.
Yeah, I remember that cap.
Yeah, that'll make me switch my blue perk real fucking quick.
But it was almost like direct impact every time, so I don't even think EOD would have saved me.
Yeah, well,
I feel like I slide canceled too much to have the double time even affect me.
Matter. Exactly. That's what a lot of people were saying a long time ago when we talked about it. Yeah. Any other disagreements with Tanner and I?
I think everything you guys kind of say is almost spot on. I kind of agree with everything you guys really say, to be honest.
Is of course true.
Except the method, of course.
Especially the Microflex LED on the FFAR.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude.
No, not the Microflex.
I was with both of you that one night.
I tried the Hawks
I
more.
was
It's
with
interesting.
both of you that one night, and I was like
I
blackout
withdraw my
drunk. I was
statement.
like, "This is a great idea. I'm gonna do this."
Where the fuck?
I withdraw my statement.
Literally the best iron
TikTok, dude.
minigun in Cold War. And
That's fucking
AK-47.
insane. That's a dumb, insane thing to say,
That's
and you should
literally
be
the
shot
best.
in
It's
game.
probably
Of course,
got
for saying
the
that.
best.
Bullfrog,
Best
AK-47, AK-74U.
No, Bullfrog are
Better than
terrible.
the
Let me tell you a
FFAR.
story.
Good. Listen,
Bullfrog is
not
terrible.
Warzone, because look, the iron sights on every Cold War gun. Pick up a ground loot M4, XM4. They're so fucking
XM4 is
tiny,
awful.
dude.
M16.
All the iron sights are tiny. The FFAR is
aperture,
actually good, and
yeah.
I can see where I'm putting it. In multiplayer, sure, I want a tiny little thing because I have to move so
But
fast.
Jake, it's so big, you're gonna lose the person
Oh my
in the
god!
iron.
That shit on my
No, you
face.
guys
He's already
so
dead.
L
Bullfrog.
is
Three times, he's already dead and
misrepresenting
down.
my position. This is what we call a straw man argument. It's a straw man argument.
Put the red dot on the growl, guys.
But yeah,
The Grau has
I do
good
like
irons. The Grau has good irons. The FFAR doesn't.
Just like the FFA.
No,
No.
same iron. Same
It's the
iron.
same.
it's a tiny
Hold
little
on.
just like that.
Hold
Same
on.
iron.
It's
Giant
literally not even
fake news.
This,
And
the
also
Hold on.
orthogonal
conversation
to the
I've
point,
ever had
but-
about guns in Warzone.
Okay.
I love the iron sight on the FFAR. It's
Best
so
iron
good.
sights in Cold War, not even remotely. close.
You got, I'm
The
so
two best
livid.
iron sights in Warzone is the Grau and the FFAR.
Yep.
They are nice. They're not as good as a Grau, though. I'll give Raz that.
No,
Grau's
but
nice
you don't need a
versus
sight on it.
Grau.
Why would you put a sight on it when you can run a
Because
stock
if people
or
are
a front
under
grip?
your reticle, you can still see them.
So you said
I just
Bullfrog.
pull down.
I'm
You
close.
need a
If
sight
I'm
for the
using the
Bullfrog.
Yeah,
FFAR,
but do I
usually
pull
Jake,
down
you're part of
left or
that
right?
1%.
Do you pull down left or right? Well,
Wait,
I don't
Jake-
know where they are, so I don't know actually.
Well,
Which
that's
is
because you
interesting.
probably got 50 pings because you're always asking for goddamn pings. I figured that's why
Well,
you can't see it.
Who are you shooting at?
Ping 'em,
That-
ping 'em,
that's
and then we got
perhaps
45 pings on the screen.
Have you tried?
wonder we can't
let me
see
let me
anyone.
ask you this, Jake, because you're super mauled about this, which is
'Cause
fine.
it's dumb.
Which is fine. Have you tried it?
Well, here's all the evidence I need. There's 3 ground loot FFARs. Guess which one I'd never pick up?
Really?
The one
ground
with the red
patrol?
dot.
That's
It's
the best
worst
one.
It
Ground
is
Patrol's
definitely
the best
It's
one.
the worst
the
one.
best
It's
one,
the
of
worst
course.
one.
One. The green FFAR is the best one
You guys
for sure.
are, I'm
100%.
so mauled.
Interesting.
I'm so
Not even
mauled.
close. I literally walk right past the one with the red dot.
Tanner, what's your
I'm
opinion?
not kidding.
What's
It
my
doesn't
opinion on what
it's as
exactly?
quick.
With
Red
that
dot on
the
an FFAR.
I liked it for 2 nights, and then I used it more, and I said, "Oh, now I'm finally noticing the recoil." And then I went back to iron sights. I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's way easier to control the recoil with iron sights."
I think it's a pretty easy gun to control.
Mm-hmm.
Who's used the Hawksmoor site? The red dot.
I switched to it today, Bang.
What did
It
you
was
notice?
very similar to Microflex to me.
It feels like it
I'll give it
lowers
more
visual
time.
recoil.
Yeah, maybe. It zooms more than a Microflex, so
I think Hawksmoor in general lowers visual recoil. It seems so. That would
the
make
VLK
sense.
lowers actual recoil, so I wouldn't be surprised if Hawksmoor did some. There were.
Why
excuse
hasn't
me,
that
some
been like
shenanigans.
actually proven?
Pardon?
I think it
Okay.
has.
Has it?
Yeah, it's been literally demonstrated. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they won't admit it.
Well, Activision.
Yeah, no,
won't,
of course not.
That's
No, 'cause they're
that's
shit.
why we don't
Activision
read
won't
you
admit
patch notes from
anything.
Activision about the Activision game we talk about. Sadly,
Yeah.
because their patch notes don't reflect reality at all, which is of course a separate issue. But okay, I stand by putting the fucking red dot on the FFAR. You do get more recoil when you lose the field agent grip, but also control it. Control it.
Personal preference. Personal preference.
Definitely not
And
worth
again,
the trade-off.
If people get under your reticle, which they will, even if you do have a field agent, they'll still be on your screen. And JakeDown's motto, his favorite saying is "Enter my screen." But Jake, what happens?
And guess what happens when they enter my screen with an iron sight?
What happens if they're not on your screen because they're under your reticle, dude?
Never happens. Yeah, they're under it because they're down. They're already down.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Okay.
And then guess what? He doesn't have a gun to shoot back, so I snap down to his head and finish him off with a few bullets.
Damn. I'll keep those things in mind. I will take this to the fucking grave. I might try the field agent again because it's been quite a while since I used it. But I do remember what. It's interesting that you said you hate the ground patrol, the red dot FFAR ground loot, because what made me think to even try doing this for my custom FFAR was ground patrol. Like I picked that up and I was like, oh my god, this is so much better than the iron sights FFAR. I'm gonna try putting this on my actual gun. So the first thing I did was switch out the stock. That was a mistake. That was a giant mistake. So then I was like, okay, well, could I sacrifice anything else? And I was like, maybe the field agent, because I always have felt this way. If you have an actual optic, controlling more recoil gets easier. So I'll switch out the attachment that helps recoil for the optic. So that way they're kind of like counterbalancing effect. And then once I did that, I was like, oh, I love this gun. It's fantastic. But I haven't tried the field agent again in quite a long time, so maybe I should.
I would be down if the irons were shit. Like the M13 has no recoil, but no one ever runs it with iron sights because they're so fucking terrible.
Yeah, true.
Like,
it's weird. I hate the irons on any iron sight where there's a fucking iron circle. Change it.
It's all about the little tab.
I want the metal tab. That's it. Stop blocking my screen for no fucking reason.
And you don't look at the circle.
Well, if you think about it, the red dot has a giant plastic circle around it.
You know what I just realized though?
Yes. Well, let's not say giant. It's less than every iron sight circle.
It's huge.
No.
It's less obstructive than every iron sight circle. I will go into fucking GIMP right now and measure pixels. I'll do it. I will fucking do it. There is no shot that the FFAR iron sights, that fucking dumb iron circle, is of a lesser width than an optical, like a red dots frame. There's no chance. I refuse to believe it. But also, again, I think the biggest benefit is that if someone is under where you're aiming, they will still be on your screen. And that's not true of any iron sights of any gun ever, because physics. It's not how the gun's designed, it's just how life works.
But can 99% of the people using the gun be wrong about the iron sights? Because I have yet to see anyone use a sight on the FFAR.
That's true.
It's Raz's idea,
Jake picked it up. He's like, "What the actual fuck is this?"
Like the ground patrol is okay if you're trying to shoot people further away, but when you're trying to fight people in super or something, you just want a green FFAR.
Let me ask this, McBango: do you think greater than 1% of the population uses a Barrett or a Stoner? Probably not, right?
Dude, no way. Less than 1%.
Yet you seem to do exceptionally well with them. You have a
He's built different though.
Outlier?
He's just built different.
Bingo's the biggest outlier.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like
I've
just
got different
because
genetic makeup for sure.
The meta loadout doesn't mean it isn't good.
No, I agree with you on the red dot because I've used the Hawks more, but I use a certain reticle to where it's like the plus, but the dot in the middle. And that dot is much smaller than the dot for a standard red dot. And it's smaller than the front bead of the irons. For me, it feels really good because I hit more shots using that sight than I would with irons. Even though I don't struggle with irons, I just find myself hitting way more shots using a sight. Same with like the Cold War MP5 where it has a lot more recoil than the FFAR.
Yeah.
Like I'm just hitting way more bullets.
Yeah.
And it's because you can see people below you.
I agree with you though, Cam. If I was any of you, I would say you're a retard, Raz. That's what I would say. Because of course, if you're going against conventional wisdom in something like the FFAR loadout, of course the person who is like the only one who wants the sight is wrong. Obviously. This is empirically like not empirically verifiable, but it's like this is of course the rule of thumb that you should use. It's like, hey, everyone who uses the FFAR is probably not wrong. Iron sights are probably the best.
Do you want to know why?
That's a good thing to think. But I still think in this case, the red dot's better. I stand by it. Try it.
If it's better to you, then it's better. You know.
What happens is somebody makes a video or a streamer uses a setup and does well. 7,000 people go, oh, hey, that gun's really good. They set it up just the way that their favorite streamer does. They get 3-4 kills. Somebody finally kills them, goes, oh, I want their gun. Oh, this feels good, whatever, and just builds it the exact same way without trying anything different.
Yeah.
But what it is with the sights, see, if I'm putting a sight on a gun, it's to improve the visibility at range. The FFAR is the gun that I use close to medium range. I don't need to put a sight on it because I'm not shooting people far enough away because it's not built for that.
That's actually a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because
that's kind of what I was.
I only use the FFAR as my sniper rifle companion. And when I have a sniper with an AR, normally what I would do is a sniper with like a RAM with like a hollow sight on it. I'm not going to use an iron sight AR because then I have this awkward dead man zone. Or what's it called? Dead man's land.
No man's land.
No man's land. Thank you.
No man's land. Yeah.
I'm dumb. Yeah, I would have this awkward no man's land. So that was another reason I wanted to put a sight on the FFAR is to get a little more range out of it. Effective range. And that's why I wanted some zoom so that I could use it with a sniper because that's the only time I use the FFAR anyway. That's another reason why I put a sight on the FFAR because I don't want to have a fucking HDR with a variable zoom scope or even a car that's like an 8x or a 7x and then an iron sights AR. It's like, well, what if someone's like, you know, I don't know, this awkward like middle range. I want to be able to shoot them with my gun. So, well, keep that in mind.
I want to take this conversation on a little detour here first.
Okay.
Now, this is a bit of a story. Okay. When I bring this up, I know Goat will remember. So, and this is a bigger scam than, of course, joining the Patreon, which everyone listening should join.
Of course, patreon.com/thedropshot, yeah.
When the FFAR first came out, one morning me and Jake are slaying in Verdansk, trying out the FFAR. And Goat comes into both of our chats and said, hey, there's a bundle in the store with the FFAR. It takes the metal ring out around the sights.
Oh my god.
Me and Jake, listen. Me and Jake instantly go to the store, both buy the same bundle, don't even look at it. We're trying to equip it, we're looking at the gun, inspecting it, and me and Jake are going, man, I don't know, it doesn't can't see it. And Goat in both of our chats goes, well, I just scammed both of you fucking
Go.
And then
Goat's an Activision operative, dude.
Yeah.
Infiltrated our organization.
So of course he made up for the $20 I just wasted, but that was the biggest scam of all.
Did you use code GoatedOat at store?
No, of course.
Yeah, he told me. He said, "I think I saw Husker using one without the ring on it." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Let me see." I tried going and finding it. I'm like, dude, I'm not seeing this blueprint without the fucking ring around it. I don't know where you're seeing this.
Were you mistaken or were you lying on purpose, Goat?
He was lying on purpose, being a rat.
that thing fucking spread though. Like that spread throughout the community a little bit.
I will give him this though. I had a great laugh and it was worth the fucking $13 I wasted.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and then you guys had easy lobbies the rest of the day too. So
wait, what was the bundle? What was the bundle? Just some random one?
It's like a white and gold
one. It's like this. Yeah, some crap.
Oh my god! Actually, shit on. That's so funny.
I have some blueprint of an FFAR that does nothing different.
That's so funny.
We got shit on, but that was.
I forgot about that.
Outplayed.
Yeah, it was great.
Better player won there for sure.
Yeah, big brain.
That's fucking funny.
The reactive blueprint they brought out for the FFAR, that probably one of the best things they put in the store.
Yeah,
since this game launched.
Well,
I mean Warzone and the store as it is now. Okay. It is something else.
Raz doesn't know because he's never gotten enough kills with it to make it change color.
I actually didn't buy the loadout because I think reactive camos are fucking dumb. But
you should use it.
Wait,
let's go ahead.
Have you guys seen Tim the Tapman's new video with the the AUG that hasn't been released yet?
What do you think?
What? It hasn't been
No.
released.
I did see Nick Mertz post something about him.
It is fucking sick, actually. Raz, shut up.
An unreleased blueprint.
Anything, dude.
Grinning over there. You're just fucking grinning.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, we can hear your face.
What do you think?
You guys are getting the unreleased stuff. There's a program that you pay like 25 quid or whatever, and you get this tool that basically gives you everything in the store, but you can get unreleased shit as well. But yeah, I've heard people get banned for using it.
There's also a
That
program
AUG is sick.
that gives you gold lobbies. So
There's
Oh, yeah.
also a program where you don't have to actually aim because it'll just aim for you and
Oh,
always
dude,
put
I
your
heard of that
reticle
one.
on enemy players' heads.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Is it
it's all cheating.
called
I
using
don't
one of
agree with
these?
any of it, but that's how
Is
they
it
get.
called using this?
It's well, close, L, real close, but no, no. You ask DM Pacesetter on Twitch, and he'll fill you in. But let's move on. Is there anything that you think Tanner and I have neglected to talk about regarding Warzone in general that you feel like deserves more attention than we give it?
Yep.
Okay, Jake is
Yep.
Here we go, chimp.
emphatically nodding.
go.
So go ahead.
Let's go,
Jacob.
you chimp fuck.
Oh, it's a good one. I suggested this a long time ago, and it makes a lot more sense now that you guys are more focused on Warzone. Comms, callouts, like good callouts between a team can make or break the difference between winning and
Actually,
losing.
a good point.
I
Tell me
agree.
more. Tell me more.
And it's hard because it's hard to build like a chemistry and like call the same buildings the same thing with different people because
Favorite?
some people call them different. Okay, well,
Solar
I'll see you
panel?
guys later.
Solar?
But
Solar panel.
like call outs and like if you're watching a teammate and like you see a guy chasing your teammate, live ping that guy as quick as you can. So and then say right behind you, he's live, and then he can just pre in the corner, watch the dot run right into his building and kill it. It's an easy kill for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, calling out buildings, you know, marking enemies, telling your teammates where if you're a little bit away from them, telling them where they are, giving them good comms is like such a crucial part. And
So-
This
Go
is the
ahead.
most cogent piece of criticism I think we've ever received. Because I totally agree with you. We don't talk about that enough.
That's
and
true.
it is super important.
And even
you're
like
totally right.
Especially,
if you're just playing with like your real life friends and like you guys are casual, even just make up your own names for things. It doesn't fucking matter. Say dumb building. And like they'll know what that is. Like I talked about this on the pod a long time ago. I can't say the words anymore because I think the G word that ends in Y is not allowed to be said on Twitch anymore. But in COD 4 on Crash, there was this one corner that was called corner because you're a fucking rat if you sat in it, and that's what we knew it as. So like if you have just your own stupid names, yeah, that's a really good thing to bring up. Like it,
Which Tanner
if you're
and I
playing with
do,
the
by
same people
way.
constantly, yeah, then you just know, call something whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter.
So
As long as
Tanner
you
and
guys
I-
know.
Yeah, Tanner and I have our own lingo. We call the north of Boneyard Jake after Jacob Down. We call the cul-de-sac Bang or Bango after McBango. I think we have a couple other very idiosyncratic ones. But that's so true. Is like having like little like a glossary of you know, names to use for buildings is good. But more importantly, I think, like Jake was saying, is like callouts are super, super, super important. And we
Do you know
do
who has
never talk
good
about those,
callouts?
actually, which is super interesting. That's such a good point.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dude, Lag Show, I've noticed that guy has some good call outs.
Lag has excellent comms.
He possibly has better comms than any of you fucking rats. He is always calling people out constantly.
Lag has great comms, yeah.
Meanwhile,
He has
L
walls.
is fucking 500 meters away getting wiped by a squad. I don't even know where the hell he's at, right?
You're so rude.
Jake,
rat.
Jake, have I been better?
He's been, well,
The past
Well,
2 days you played with me.
In LTK's
Have I been better?
defense, in LTK's
Have I been
defense,
better?
he will often go off on his own and actually wipe a team. Like
he will, but if he
like
doesn't, then
often.
we're fucked. But he does do it often, yes.
Yeah.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
yep.
That's
Also-
why he does it. He's rewarded
Cleaning
often for
up
it because he
comms.
usually does it. Cleaning up
Keep your
comms.
comms.
Bango, I like this. Tell me more.
Yeah.
So if you die, it's hard. I'm guilty of it too. a lot of time people, oh fuck man, I should have jumped, whatever, and you're saying that over comms when the first thing out of your mouth should be their location where they're at.
Yeah.
And everything else can wait until the fight's done.
When you die.
Well, just at me next time, right, Bango?
I try and mute myself. I try and mute myself when I die because I know I'm gonna
I got
to go on a little tangent and
I got so mad like 4 times earlier.
It's not because of something someone else has done. It's usually either I've died to stop in power, or it's something I know that I've fucked up on. I'm like shit.
Silence.
Yeah. I just have to go on a rage, like fucking stop in power, dead silence. I've had enough of this game.
Yeah.
Get me back in there.
Or if you're Jake, you have the comms live where they could hear it, and you're like, "You suck at the game."
Oh yeah, Jake has the open mic strat. Yeah.
Dude, I had this L streak earlier over by school, just north of River, and like. We jumped down to these buildings. I got shit on by some rat. I raged. I got in the gulag. I got shit on by a pistol. I yelled and I raged. They bought me back. I landed, got my guns, ran into the building next to the one I had just died at, and some other rat is sitting there in the corner, scoped up on the door. I run in. He scares me. I die. I rage quit 3 times in a row within like 2 minutes of each other. I was so fucking mad. That probably single-handedly is what made Bango bring that point up just now.
Well, no, I got another point on that too. This is maybe it's more of just a message to Bjorn. If people are in a fight, don't join their Discord channel and just start talking right away. And
You guys got a spot? You guys got a spot?
Especially don't pull up their stream and start talking to their chat as if it's your show.
He did that earlier.
He's such a god. I fucking love Bjorn. In Bjorn's defense,
of course you do. He's you.
No. In Bjorn's defense,
he's you half the age.
If you tell him to stop talking, he will actually stop talking. Like it happened today. I was like, Bjorn, we need comms. He'll be like, okay, sorry. And he'll just he'll like literally mute and like be done.
He gets it. He's just 12.
He gets it. He's just he's 13, of course. But
13.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed his birthday. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday. Yeah. No, that's true though. That's true. If people are like bitching about how they died and stuff, and I get it, I do it more than anyone.
Every
well, I don't die, of course, but if I did, I would do it more than anyone.
You're dead more than you're alive.
So, well, that's fake. I'll edit that out. Then
you are fake. Dude.
Yeah, like it's very distracting, and especially if your team is in a fight and like everyone's in one building, it's like, hey, dude, shut the fuck up. So they can attempt to hear footsteps. Now, will they actually hear footsteps? No, of course. It's Warzone, and the audio's dog shit. But at least give them a fighting chance and shut the fuck up. Clean up the comms.
Interesting.
Is a good recommendation for sure.
Have you guys ever played with somewhere where you're like comms, I need comms. And they think that means like give you like more information, so they just keep talking.
No, but I can imagine it
Oh
happening.
my god, it's like
that.
And then you don't get it immediately, so you just like keep on saying comms, and then they just keep on talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a Larry David skit, dude. Actually.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Do you know what? This is why I need to invest in a foot pedal so I can just quickly hit that mute. The worst one is when you're trying to
scream.
Oh yeah. I usually have to deafen in the gulag because people, if you die and you go to the gulag and everyone's still out there fighting, you have to deafen because you can't hear shit.
That's literally what I do now. I just mute everything. Yeah.
Which is why I have to ask every time, what's the situation?
Yeah. When I come
every single time.
When I win the gulag, because I do every time, of course, I'm like, all right, I'm unmuted now. What's going on? Can I land on you?
Always clear, L.
Etc. So
okay.
Your guns are always clear.
Yeah.
Why you guys are just bullying L2K? I don't like it. Let's move on.
Don't push a full team.
Jake's a bully.
So
yeah.
So Jacob and Bang, excellent points. Things we miss. So number one was of course, comms. And the importance of comms, which I think is true, and I think that does warrant more discussion and explication. And then number two, more specifically, kind of a sub point, cleaning up those comms and knowing what to communicate and when to communicate it, but also when to just shut the fuck up. Those are both excellent points. Does anyone else feel like there is some overarching Warzone kind of topic that we neglect to discuss to the degree that we should?
I've come across a new issue with Warzone, and it seems to be maybe the last couple of weeks after the update. Every time I get downed, I have this crazy like static across the screen. It's almost like you remember. Everyone must have been through this back in the day. You've got an old TV and you're there with the aerial on top, trying to find the right location to get the signal. It's like that every time you go down, and I can't see a fucking thing.
Yeah,
It is crazy, and I'm pretty sure Cope's had the same thing as well. And I don't think it's a PC issue, because surely if it was a PC issue, it would happen all the time. So it's got to be the game, and it's only recently since the latest update, and I have no idea why it. Yeah, and obviously Activision are not gonna answer why it does this either. But it's not something you guys have missed. It's something that obviously hasn't been brought to your attention yet. They haven't rolled out any. It's
bad.
Yeah,
Cam has a Twitter clip on it, and it's unplayable. Actually,
It just happens if you're
you can't see. You literally cannot see. And say you're trying to get some live pings or give your teammates information when you're down. You can't, because you can't see a fucking thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes, it's one of the worst things to happen.
Yeah, it's pretty shit. Oh,
yeah.
Because that is something that I'll do when I get downed, which is, I mean, it's happened like 5 times. But if I get downed, I'll try and live ping everything I can, so that,
of course,
people can help. So that would be annoying.
As much information as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Live pings are the best thing, because it'll track even behind walls and shit. Like Jake was saying,
even if you
like
die
if I can get
as well,
a live ping and then he's running from cover to cover, you'll know when he's gonna appear, which is actually kind of dumb. It's actually a shit mechanic that shouldn't be in the game, honestly. But if it is, abuse it.
But yeah, the first time it happened was I was in Super, and I got hit with a gas grenade, and then I got hit with a Semtex or something at the same time, and my screen I lost all visibility. Next thing I was down, and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
I sent the clip to Tanner and Raz just barely on Twitter.
Oh yeah. Okay. It was not pleasant, and it happens pretty much every time I go down now.
Anything else? Anyone else?
Somebody in chat saying something. Hackers ending the game on demand. Just literally ending the game.
There was like one clip of that.
Yeah, there was a clip. This guy, he basically he didn't see himself get killed. Nothing happened, and then next thing he was watching the kill cam, and it was like these dudes just literally completely hacked the game and somehow stopped his visibility. So he's there, looking around the map. Next thing, he's watching the kill cam.
Well,
it was one of the most craziest thing I've ever seen.
What do you do about that one?
Yeah, fuck the hackers. But one thing that you
fuck hackers
that you missed. What are we gonna talk about hackers? Like, what are we gonna do about it? Like,
the point is exactly what Goat is saying.
Move
it's like,
along.
Yeah, true, but there's nothing Tanner and I can do about that. But
everyone's hacking.
Yeah, exactly. But go ahead, Goat. Sorry.
Yeah, for like people that are like struggling in Warzone or only get a couple of kills in a game, like I see this a lot of time when I play with my buddies, is like they'll get someone down and then just like unload the rest of the clip into the down player when there's like 3 people standing right in front of them. So I think knowing when to full kill is like super important. You guys touched on it before.
So you mean me still, right?
Well, like you don't need to full kill. Like
I don't think you're that
when
good.
the person down, take a look. Okay, then finished. But
dude, I love full killing.
It's all
the throwing knife is good.
Getting the full kill is important, yeah.
Sometimes
it's definitely important to full kill.
Well,
but
it's important to know
if it's going to get you killed
when you can.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
it's going to get you killed, it's not worth it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That which is Goat's point. I agree with you, Goat. I 1000% agree with you, because we have talked about this, but it was like one segment, and I think it was on All About Warzone Part 1.
Yeah.
If not, it was like a Patreon episode, but we only talked about it like once. And I think it does warrant more discussion than we've given it, which is you need to, like, if you get it down and his teammates are around, let him rot. Like, you need to focus on people who can actually shoot back. Even if that dude has self-res, even if he's popping self-res and you know it, let him do it, because he's still going to be like one shot when he gets up. And also, his 3 teammates are full plates with a full magazine ready to fuck your ass. So it would be really dumb of you to like thirst this guy right now. Whereas there are other times, whereas Cam said, it's super important to finish this guy right now. And if you know that his teammates don't have an angle on you, finish him before he can get the self, and now you've guaranteed that it's 4v3. That's fair, totally. It's just situational. But I think, irrespective of the particulars, it is worth talking about more like, hey, what is unambiguously true, you should not always be thirsting someone. That is it's never the case that you should always be full killing everyone at all times. And I think that does warrant more discussion. I agree with you, Goat.
It's hard though, because they can live ping and put you at so much more of a disadvantage.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's true
So
too.
that's why throwing knives are
True. I didn't even think
like,
about
if you
that,
learn
actually.
to know how to use throwing knives, it's pretty big.
Yeah, but okay, so think about it this way. If you're playing, let's say, duos, right? And you're fighting somewhere that's like a building or a wall or something, and you knock a kid on a wall, and you know his teammate's close, like in duos, right? Run around the building and just use him as bait. Wait till you hear that kid rezzing. You know, if he fake rezzes you, he's going to be coming around one fucking corner, so pre-aim it. And if you think he's just trying to full res, stun or jump the fucking corner, slide the corner, and you just instantly shit on that kid. Because he's rezzing, he doesn't have his guns out, he's dumb, whatever.
Yep.
Like, I do that quite a bit, especially in duos. Like, I almost never full right away if I know they're close. Because, like, your natural instinct if someone's down is, like, run to them, right? You want to try and let them not die. So it's like, you know that there's going to be a teammate, like, up his ass trying to do that. So it's like Goat, live bait.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude,
see the amount of times.
Another thing too, real quick, Cam. I'll hold on.
Yeah.
Just real quick. There kind of reminds me of a technique that was deployed against me with stunning effectiveness. I downed someone in like fire station, and they were like second story, and then it was 1v2, and then I hear the fucking needle going into the guy, and I'm like, oh, he's rezzing. I'm gonna go fuck his ass because he's busy. Wrong. He baited the fuck out of me. He baited the ever-living fuck out of me. He started the res and immediately left off of it. Just immediately. And I realized this in the kill cam. He had absolutely no intention of rezzing his teammate at this time. He just did it just for the sound, and then as quickly as he possibly could, stopped, pre-aimed the stairs. I walked up, just raped me. Just a rapacious, just destruction. And I was like, you son of a bitch. And I watched the kill cam, and the whole point of him starting the res was specifically to bait me. That's a technique you guys can use, is if you are like all in one building, you can like bait the res, where you start rezzing so that you get the sound effect of the needle jab, and then immediately stop, pre-aim the staircase or the hallway or whatever, and then you let the retard like me just fucking push it because their dicks are hard, destroy them. There's the team wipe, and now you can res safely. There's a technique for you.
Basically like faking bomb defuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Exactly like that. But Cam, I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
Yeah, it happens almost every time we play. One of us will go down. It'll be the last guy on the team, and he's just there so hungry for the kill. He goes for the full kill. Instead of trying to fight and potentially killing us all, he's just there hungry for that one kill, and he has to get that full kill. And you could be shooting at the guy. He's all focused on the guy that's down rather than the guy that's actually shooting him. And I just never understand why these people play like this, because it doesn't benefit you in the long run to get the kill. Fair enough, you get the one kill, but you could potentially get more kills by staying alive and fighting these guys and potentially making it a better situation for your teammates if they're coming back from the gulag or if you need to buy them back.
Yeah. Yeah, true. The reason people do that is because they're stat whores, and they would rather they are under the assumption that they are going to die no matter what, so they want to squeeze out one last kill before they exit this lobby. I think that is what is going through those people's heads. Or they are just simply chimpanzees and they just see kill, which is,
But
you
yeah,
know, I'm somewhere in the middle there probably.
A lot of chimps.
I'm guilty of this all the time. I'm desperate to thirst people because I'm dumb. It is the dumb thing to do a lot of times, to thirst someone. Many times it's not. Many times it's free and it's like, this guy's alone. Like,
I just always feel like you have to, yeah, because I don't want them to self-res and then fuck my ass and me not having
the
a
death comm can be the death comm can be very informational though as well. Like always behind you or in front. Yeah,
true.
It's very informational.
Do you know what? I had one yesterday. Yeah, these two guys landed back for their loadout. It was on a. I killed one of them, and the guy in the death comm, he said, "Why did he kill me and not you?" And I didn't. But then I went back for him because he said that. I wouldn't have even known he was there if his teammate didn't tell me that. He literally told me that he was there.
I was playing with I swear to God, I think it was Bjorn. I was playing with him where he's like, he was downed and he's like, all right, I'm going to bait this kid. So then he gets fooled and he's like, oh man, like, yeah, I'll meet you at prison. And we weren't anywhere near prison. Like, he was trying to bait the kid into thinking there was no one else around, even though I was right next to him. I was like, that's clever. It didn't matter, of course. But I was like, that's a cute little play. You can do some cute shit with the death comms. You can bait people into thinking shit.
Oh, they're the best.
Because I will use death comms, like Elle said, like, oh, you know, if the death comm is like, oh, he's fucking one shot, like, then you obviously know there's someone else there.
Yeah. Or if you're like, one more, then you know they're close.
But if they start laughing...
Oh, I've killed this kid a million times.
Yeah, and if they start laughing, then you know that they don't have a teammate inside of a kilometer, and you're safe. Like, that's
or if
basically
you just hear,
the
like,
rule of thumb.
Then you know he's just furious.
Or that sound, yeah.
He has no teammate close by.
That thud, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the most satisfying one. Because you know you've just fucking...
They're definitely one of the best features that they added to this game, for sure.
I wish they were like 2 seconds longer, though.
Like Black Ops 2 had a little bit longer death comm, and you could hear everything.
Yeah, it's too much of a tease. I want a little bit longer.
Yeah. It is some good content, though, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. One tip or piece of advice that you can give the listeners. Everyone, all of you here are far above average Warzone players. What is one tip or piece of advice that you would give to the average Warzone player if you had to pick one most valuable little tidbit of information? What would you tell them?
Absolute biggest thing is time. Anything you want to get good at takes time. All of us in this chat have played Call of Duty more than we would like to admit. We spent a lot of our lives on this thing. It takes time. Just grind it out. You're just going to get better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, there's probably about 400 or 500 days of playtime in this call here.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to think about it.
More. I would probably more. But yeah, agreed.
Oh yeah, that's just a rough.
That's a super. Yeah.
Find out what you're good at, and become tunnel fucking vision, and get really good at it. Get really good at something.
True. I feel this way in life in general. Is like people try to find their weaknesses and then like strengthen them so that they're well-rounded. But actually, stop it. Don't do that. What you should instead be doing is tunnel visioning on the thing you're absolutely the fucking best at, and then find people who are good at the things you're dog shit at to help you with those things. And I think that would apply to Warzone as well. So like Bango, for example, is competent at everything in Warzone, but what he's exceptional at is sniping. Now maybe his worst Warzone skill is like, I don't know, fucking SMG hip firing and like knowing when to sprint out or something. I'm pulling this out of my ass, Bang. It would be very dumb for him to focus all of his time on getting better at that, as opposed to getting even more demonic at sniping than he already is, because he has a natural affinity for it. So he'll be able to grow that more linearly, and he'll have more fun doing it, and he'll be more successful while he does it. So
Use it to lose it.
I think that's a good piece of advice. So who else?
Never ever let Raz fly a helicopter.
That's fake news. I'm a better pilot than all 7 of you. So and I'm counting myself.
Yeah, go watch my popular Twitch clips, because it's all you.
Dude, I got a montage of you, L. Come on.
Yeah. First of all,
I think.
Damn.
Hey, any drunk drivers in the chat?
My
Raise your hand.
my piece of advice would be try to stay more level-headed more often and not negative. And this might come off a little weird, but like we play Call of Duty, everyone fucking rages, right?
Yep.
But I know, and this might be more personal for me, but I know like if I'm having a shit day in Warzone and I get pissed off and like mad at myself, I'm fucked. For like, especially if I'm mad right when I start playing, I'm dead. I'm done for the rest of the day. I can't play. I'm so fucking angry. And I can't focus.
Yeah.
And the more you rage, the worse it gets, for sure.
That was me Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I was furious.
You were not a happy camper.
Irate.
Yeah. And also, it's like, we all get it. Like, people are gonna rage, but it's like, some people do it all the time, and it's like, man, it's so draining hearing someone just constantly like pissed off.
Yeah, just at Raz next time.
Well,
this is the worst game I've ever played. This game is shit. I fucking hate this game.
No, not
okay.
me. Fake news.
How much more Tanner?
Twitch.tv/.
you.
No, it's not.
Thank you.
I don't say 10 times a fucking night. This is the worst game I've ever played. I fucking hate this game. This game's actually so bad. I just get pissed at how I die
tonight.
I'm
definitely said that a few times today.
Raz is trying to suck everyone off tonight.
Tanner, looking at that from a psychology standpoint, that was a defensive little stand there.
We call
you don't know anything about psychology, right?
Yeah. Call me Freud. So, anyways, yeah, go on, Cope. Sorry, before Tanner rudely interrupted you because he's mauled.
That's just kind of the basis of it. Like, I just feel like, especially if you're like not the greatest player, and you get mad, it's just gonna make it worse. Like, and then you're not gonna enjoy the game at all. So,
yeah.
And at the end of the day, we all play to have fun, right? Obviously, and to win, but.
And this goes out for the average player that might not be exceptionally good. If you're getting frustrated, take like a third-person perspective and try to analyze what happened and why you died.
Yeah, that too.
It's always something to learn when you die.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I learned
every single death.
Yeah, learn you can't hear people.
That's what I learn every time I die is,
learn not to fucking run into someone with stopping power.
Activision's audio engineers should be fired. Yeah.
I learn that every day.
No, that's a great point, Bang. I think that's like, that's another thing that's really good is like, every time you die, almost every single time there's something you could have done better. Even if it's just like aim your gun more accurately. If that's the only possible thing that could have made you survive that situation, usually that's
you're doing good then.
Almost always that's not true. Exactly. Almost always that's not true. But if that is true, you still could have aimed better. So get on Kovacs. Improve. There's almost always something you could have done to like get out of some death. And if every time you die, you really try to think, what could I have done better there? And then stop making that mistake, you will like grow so astronomically quickly. That is actually insane.
I have a kind of not topic question, but what is the game to play on Kovacs?
Go to twitch.tv/mpcontrolward. Go to his panels, find his Kovacs playlist, do that before you play. It's like 30 minutes.
MP Control Award.
Yes. All one word. That's what it would be. But let's anyone else? One tip or piece of advice you would give listeners. If you don't have anything,
movement
it's fine,
and positioning.
Go ahead.
Movement and positioning is the most important thing in the game. If your movement and positioning is good, you don't necessarily need to have the best shot. But if your movement and positioning is good, that can necessarily win you the gunfight, win you the game.
As cheap
that's
as
what
it,
Jake was
as
saying
cheap as it
earlier,
is, headies are the biggest thing in this game too.
Oh yeah, but that's where positioning comes in. If you position yourself where you've got a heady, you've got an advantage.
100%.
Well, the other thing, like I said earlier, my tip is like, if you want to win more gunfights and win more games, you have to, like I said earlier, you got to put every advantage on your side. So like, yeah, head glitch can be good, but if it's the predictable head glitch, if a guy's expecting you to pop your head up there, then he's going to snipe you and you're going to be down. But you have to think of what would you do if you were on that rooftop and this team was shooting at you? Okay, now flip it. You're the team on the ground shooting at the guys on the roof. Don't push right up to them the angle that you would expect someone to. Make them second guess themselves so that even if they're nasty with aim, the second it takes from them to snap from where they think you're going to be to the side where they don't know you are, that you actually are, it's gonna deter how much better they are aiming, because you're already going to be shooting them. So it's like you have to put all those, you have to hit them with the element surprise, different angles. Don't be predictable is basically what I'm trying to get at.
I think that's an excellent piece of advice. I think Jake is better than anyone at that too that I've ever
for sure
played against.
Jake's too smart.
He's
for
always
this
he's always in the dumbest spots that make me so mad, and I'm like, fuck, that was smart though.
He's in the
you dumb son of a bitch. He's like on the lip of like this building that I didn't even know you could open a door to, and I'm just fucking raped. And I'm like, you fucking rat. I'm so mad, but hey, real smart play.
Even a smart play. You look at the kill feed on the left, and you just see JakeDown and 3 fucking names beside it. It's like, well, there goes that fucking.
Yeah, he's the most
right behind him.
unpredictable for sure.
There, and I kill them all.
Exactly.
It's like
if you're playing with JakeDown, don't be behind him, because then you won't get any kills.
Okay.
But if you're playing with him, he's going to teach you a thing or two, and you can improve by playing with people that are better. It's
100%.
If you're playing with people that are not as good as you, you're probably not going to improve within that squad. Do you know what I mean? It takes people around you that are better to kind of push you to that next level.
Yeah. I mean, when I like play with my buddies that are on Xbox, like I still love playing with them, but I mean, I was like a 1.09. I was playing with them, and then when I kind of transitioned to playing with you guys a lot more, my KD is like still going way up, and I said before it's at 1.46 now. Like even in the lobbies, I'm in the games with Jake. Like I might not be racking up more kills in those specific games, but then I go back to playing with like my buddies that are 1.0s, like right on the line. It like I'm dropping 15 kill games easily. So you like learning from Jake and playing with better players, you're not going to put up, the same numbers or whatever, but you have to improve and keep improving. So when you're in lobbies that maybe not everyone's the best, just go into gunfights confidently. That doesn't mean stupidly push. You can still be patient, but you have to be confident that you're going to win a gunfight. If you are like, oh, there's no way I'm going to kill him, then you shouldn't be pushing it anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that
you got to go into it with some aggression.
Yeah. That kind of leads me to my piece of advice. And I give this piece of advice to anyone trying to improve at any video game. Maybe anything ever, but it's most easily accessible for video games, is if you really, truly, really desire to get better at any video game, go to twitch.tv, go to the directory, find the game you're trying to get better at, and watch the best fucking dude on earth who is live streaming at that moment and watch him play for hours. I promise you, I fucking promise you, you will get significantly better, because they will do things that you were like, I didn't even think you could do this, but it's so smart and like so good. An example I've brought up ad nauseum is Nate Gibson refusing to reload. He'll just pick something up. It's so dumb and simple, but it's so effective. And also, I had never, ever thought to do it. But then I like watched his streams, and I've watched a lot of Nate Gibson content since then, by the way. But I watched him, I was like, oh yeah, I guess you could do that, right? Instead of switching to your dumb fucking Glock, you could just pick up this dipshit's M4 and continue raping everyone with it. What a good idea. I never would have thought of that. You could do that for this game. You could do it for every game. But for Warzone, of course, it's also true, is like, if you want to get way better, and maybe like Goat was saying, you don't have access to players who are way better than you to play with. First of all, join the fucking Discord. People here are better than you. And second of all, if that's not an option, or you're in a bullshit time zone, or whatever, you can play with these people, but not all the time, then on the off time, watch a stream of someone really good, and you will pick things up, you'll learn, and through osmosis, you will get better. I guarantee it. And if you want to do extra credit on this topic, start streaming yourself, maybe. This happened to me with SWTOR. I was very good at SWTOR. It's an MMORPG. It was a small game, so this kind of probably doesn't apply for Warzone, to be honest. But I was very good at SWTOR. I started streaming. People would watch my stream, and they would roast me for the mistakes I was making. And then I would correct those mistakes because I was like, you know what? This viewer was actually right. Why is my camera so zoomed in? Zoom out more. And then I went from like 90th percentile to like 99th percentile. Like, that's another really good thing too, is like, record your own gameplay footage, whether it's on a live stream or just like an actual recording. Put it on YouTube, maybe join the Discord, submit your video and say, hey, what could I have done better here? People will tell you. People love to correct other people. Hey, people love to criticize. People love to try to, you know, point out every tiny little thing you did wrong. And some of them might be cunts about it, but if they're a cunt about it, that's fine. Take it on its own merits. Is this actually a good criticism? Maybe it is. Maybe I should take that under advisement. Even if the person was an asshole who told me that I shouldn't be doing this thing, even if they were a cunt about it, maybe they were right. Maybe I should stop doing that. Or maybe I should start doing this other thing and then do that. And, you know, again, patreon.com/thedropshot, we do gameplay breakdowns. We'll roast the fuck out of you. Tanner,
we certainly will.
Tanner and I did a gameplay breakdown of JakeDown, who is very graciously on our broadcast today. Now, Jake's better than both of us. But guess what? When we broke down 10 minutes of gameplay, there were still things that he did not do that were optimal that we were able to point out, even though we're worse than him.
Jake was also a lot worse back then. He was still on controller. He was handicapped, I could say. Now he's been unleashed and he's a lot better.
He's been unleashed,
Perfect
but
word.
Let me put it this way. If Jake
The chimp is
played...
loose.
the chimp is uncaged.
He's going bananas.
I will put it this way, though. If Jake recorded a multiplayer match tomorrow, fresh in the morning on his up and ups, and he submitted a gameplay breakdown to us, I guarantee you that you and I could both find a couple mistakes that maybe he didn't even notice himself, even though we're both worse than him.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is true. So, like, it's always also a benefit to, like, record your own gameplay or live stream it, have other people critique you, get a thick skin, because people will be shitty to you. People will be assholes. It's the internet. But, hey, grow up, and then, you know, take the criticism and try to filter through what is actually good critiques and things you can improve on, and then people just being cunts. That's my piece of advice. But watch streams is the far easier piece of advice there. So
yeah, I think with the watching streams, with me, watching streams a lot and switching to PC, even though I'm still on controller, were the two biggest turning points when it comes to improving on this game.
PC is a big one.
I don't care what you say about like controller or whatever. Like PC, including the
it's a different game.
The field of view, it's a whole nother game.
the refresh and the field of view, 100%.
Yeah, even if with my PC, I don't get crazy frames, but I'm getting, you know, a lot more than a console, and I've got the wider field of view, which it feels like a totally different game. Going from playing this game on a PlayStation to playing on a PC, it changed it. And I would say if you're not playing claw on controller, definitely go and buy a Scurf or a Battle Beaver or something that gives you the option, so you don't have to move your fingers off the joysticks to slide. Press buttons and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it made my movement and stuff 100 times better. Just buying a better controller, having a PC, and watching people play. Because watching people play, you learn so much.
Yeah, having paddles seems like such an obvious recommendation.
It's the way to go. It's the way to go for sure.
Of course. If you have to stop moving to crouch, change it.
Well, I use my right stick to crouch, but then I use I have two paddles on the back. One is for weapon switch and putting armor plates on, and the other one is for jumping. So I don't have to move my finger to jump shot. I don't have to move my finger to drop shot. Everything's there, and you don't have to move your fingers off your joystick. So your movement is going to be 100 times better.
You should be able to always move independent of any action you're taking. I agree with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what do you have in your bottom paddles?
I have crouch and jump. So like slide and jump. Yeah, just two.
So mine's the same. So. I have ping on, so I don't have to like remove the aiming for the ping.
Oh, so you have to press up on the D-pad for that.
I've been thinking of trying to maybe put a third paddle in.
It's weird, things. Like implementing a third paddle at first, but like play a day with it and you're fine.
See, I had an impact with 4 paddles on before, but I never used the other 2, so I ended up getting a pro with just 2 paddles.
Put the gas and brake on the other 4 if you have trigger stops. So then you can get in the car and drive it without having to take your trigger stop off. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Got in the car and I could only go about 2 miles an hour because my trigger would.
Yeah, see, I've only got standard triggers on my controller now.
Oh.
The app on the accessories app where I can like, you move it this much and it's 100%.
Raz is enjoying this controller.
Raz, what are you, Raz? Hey,
he's furious.
Keyboard and mouse. He's gonna say, just use a keyboard and mouse.
I'm being very polite. Okay.
More of your community is controller than it is keyboard and mouse.
You are definitely outnumbered.
That's why I'm allowing this conversation to continue on my platform. But
yeah,
let's absolutely move on because I'm getting nauseated. We're gonna move on to. That's a joke, by the way. I think talking about keybinds and paddle shit is actually beneficial to people who are on console or controller still. So I think that's that's valuable intel. Perhaps if you're on a controller, I would assume you guys know what you're talking about. So, Tanner, you brought up this last bullet point, so I'm gonna let you close this bitch out. What do we have here?
I just figured we would close it on this one. Want to get your guys' opinions on glazed versus cream-filled donuts.
Okay.
I think glazed is the staple of all donuts. Do you know what I mean? But cream-filled is good, yeah. But if you're gonna settle for one, I think it's got to be the glaze because it's just the original classic. Do you know what I mean? You never. Nah.
It's raspberry Bismarck or go fuck your mother.
Wait,
Jesus
Christ. So the old-fashioned donut is an old-fashioned traditional donut. And is an old-fashioned a glazed donut or is it a cream-filled donut?
No, old-fashioned is neither.
But see, in the UK,
it could be glazed.
No.
Old-fashioned is like a style. It's like a cake donut, but they got like it's kind of weird shaped.
Yeah.
I'm mauled.
But see,
okay.
In the UK,
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh my god.
I was a professional barista.
That's the best. We used to ride around on horses too. Then guess what? We evolved. We got to the better shit.
You know what I do? I say, get me an assorted dozen, and I eat them all.
The guy who invented the donut said the glazed is the best. Oh.
Okay, yeah,
Fuck that.
Okay,
I'm gonna throw a spanner in the works here. Because
can we share what Pritch said in chat?
In the UK, we don't the glazed donut but the glazed donut is something that's an American thing. We over here the staple of all donuts is a jam-filled donut with sugar on the outside.
As it should be.
So a jelly-filled donut here. Of course, people like those here. Those people are all over the age of 85, but they're popular.
But a jam-filled donut is, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
I'm gonna put it this way: the best donuts on planet Earth are from Krispy Kreme.
Oh my God!
You are true. You are very true with that. But
go to Upland Donuts. You won't. It's too far for you.
And Krispy Kreme is famous for their cream-filled donuts? No, actually, wrong.
The original.
They are famous for their glazed donuts.
They went out of business.
Did they actually?
No,
they took them out of a lot of spots. I don't know. They got
no.
Okay, well, so Jake's Jake is
they
just
weren't good
lying,
enough.
of course.
No, the market doesn't lie, bro. They take
the market doesn't lie.
Those bullshit things.
Okay, we have Gary
People
Johnson
buy
on the
Raspberry
program.
Bismarck.
You know what I've seen a lot more of?
Johnson.
Just cream everywhere, bro.
Lots of cream, huh?
Cream-filled Bismarck, cream-filled Long John, everywhere. Because they're better. The market decided.
Well, the market decided that Krispy Kreme is the most. Well, I don't know if that's true. So I was going to say they're the most popular donut franchise of all time, but they're probably
not.
Are, though. It's probably Dunkin' Donuts, I would imagine.
Dunkin' is, yeah.
But we don't have Dunkin' over here. We have Krispy Kreme.
Well, Tim Hortons
not Dunkin'.
Better.
Okay.
That is true. That is true.
If you're not an American, you can leave.
I've never had a donut I don't like.
Come on then, Cope. Let's go.
The real point is that,
yeah, there's just good donuts or
what kind of donuts do you have? I'll eat it. I don't care.
I ate a 4-day-old donut today, and it was fucking awesome.
It's not called selection of them, and you pick.
It's a sweet flavored snack. They're all tasty. They all taste good, but
it's bread and sugar. They're all fucking fantastic. That's true.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can't go wrong with any donut, to be honest. But
okay. Well,
but I could eat a glaze. I could eat glaze back to back. A cream filled, it's gonna make you feel sick after a while.
Because one is just enough. They're perfect.
Let's.
Glaze is my opinion.
Go ahead, El.
I'll go for the jammy all day.
I'm a simple answer. Glaze in my opinion. That's all.
Okay.
Great. Okay.
Jammies all day. Jammies all day.
I agree with you.
Cope just said Tim Hortons, but he didn't specify.
Well, probably glazed, yeah.
Oh, you fucking rat.
Oh, hey,
glazed master race.
Bango just played himself.
Minded.
I'm not saying, I'm not saying glazed is the best. I'm just saying glazed is undoubtedly better than jelly-filled, jam-filled, cream-filled. Fill it with anything. I don't fucking want it. Throw it in the trash.
I'm anti-fruit filling. Get that shit on my face. It's
what?
Only the Boston cream. Only the
jam is
custard.
Jam is so good, bro.
Custards are good,
but we have shit fake jam, Cam. So
jam is so good.
Our jam is probably much worse.
Dude, the chocolate Long John.
If a Boston cream is, if we're counting that, then I would 100% take a Boston cream over a glazed.
What a cream-filled donut.
No, it's not. That's a Boston cream donut. It's a whole different thing. It's chocolate glaze on top. What are you talking about? It's chocolate frosting on top.
Bro.
You're talking about.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking about that, Jake.
Yeah, this is a plain donut with cream in it, dude.
Oh my
the
god.
most heated discussion. The donuts.
Oh my god. It left you guys in the dust fucking 3 days ago.
We're all in a fucking blender. Jesus Christ.
A chocolate iced Bismarck with Boston cream on the inside is
I need
the
to pick
best
one of those
donut
up now.
This is the last topic, right?
Yes, this is the last topic.
All right.
Oh my
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a morning stream next week, Monday or Tuesday. I'll go to the donut shop. I'll get a glazed donut. I'll get a Boston cream pie. Jake and I will have a coffee talk, just chatting stream, and I'll try the fucking donuts. Right? We'll settle it.
That's a fantastic idea. Now, let me be clear. If you're listening on your favorite podcast app, rate the fucking podcast 5 stars on iTunes, of course. And also, Tanner's lying. That stream won't happen.
Okay, you want to bet? Okay, we'll see. We'll fucking see.
Monday morning, yeah.
Wait, when?
I was live.
Monday morning.
Probably Tuesday. Probably Tuesday. Tuesday, 9 a.m.
Okay.
I'll be there.
9 or 9:30 a.m. latest. Depends which donut place I feel like going to.
Bet. Bet. So
let's do a donut stream. Everyone go get a donut. We'll vibe.
Clip it.
Ooh, I'm fucking
Tuesday
down.
morning,
Clip
we'll be
it
there.
and
Well,
I'll be
L
there
make sure
for
not to
sure.
drink.
so
But yeah.
Well,
it'll be 6 a.m. his time or
Fuck you.
12 p.m. whatever. Okay, so yeah, let's quit while we're ahead here. Before we go, I want to say thank you all very much for joining Tanner and I this evening. I had a great time. Now I want to be clear, you guys were shit for the first 20 minutes. Okay, so all 6 of you, I just want you to know you were not good for the first 20 minutes. You were too nervous, you were too scared, and really I should of course ban you from the Discord. But I am infinitely gracious and accepting, and luckily it evolved into perhaps an award-winning broadcast. Perhaps an award-winning broadcast. So I will say next time, be less nervous, relax. I know that there are fucking thousands of people listening, right? Fucking thousands. But just relax, okay? Everything's going to be fine. And you guys did an excellent job, and I'm joking, by the way. You guys did great. Thank you for coming on. I would like all of you, before we go, to plug any and all fucking social medias, social security numbers, anything you want to tell the people about yourself, where to find you. Literally anything you want to say, now is the time. And we'll start with Cam. Where can people find you, brother?
CammWilks on Twitch, Cameron underscore CammWilks.
Okay.
And then Cameron underscore Wilkins on Twitter. But if you come to me on Twitch, you can find all my social medias, everything on there.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it, buddy. Cope, what about you?
Appreciate you.
CopeCowboy underscore on Twitch, and same thing as Cam. If you come to my stream, you can find my Twitter and whatever the fuck else I have linked there. So do it now.
Very cool. Okay, go.
GoatedOat on everything: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Gmail. GoatedOat.
This guy's fucking.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah. His Gmail is GoatedOat.
You guys just got sunned. You guys got
That is
sunned.
gold.
Yeah, Cam and Cope just got sunned. Goated's
He
like,
came prepared.
I have the same fucking profile for everything, which is also my case, by the way, but we'll get into that. So thank you, Goat. I appreciate it. Jacob,
Thanks for having me.
what about you? Of course, dude. Okay, well, Jake fell asleep, so.
Oh, is it me?
Oh,
Yeah, you guys already all follow me.
yeah.
Yeah, just
JakeDown on Twitch, JakeDown for wild chimpanzees on the loose.
And wait, before we move on, Jake, what's your Warzone KD lifetime?
3.35.
Probably worth
As of
following.
today.
Probably
You
worth
just
following,
had-
right?
you-
Going on
throw that out.
400 wins too. Getting close to 400 wins.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
it's the KD goes up at least 0.01.
It actually goes
single
up
day.
every day. It's nuts.
What's your
Jake is
usual
indeed
weekly,
twisted.
Jake?
Well, give me 1 second.
I'd say that.
He's actually looking at it.
Jake is such
He's got
a
it on
god.
deck.
By the
Let's
way,
see.
when Jake first started streaming, and of course we expect 80% royalties. When Jake first started
see.
streaming, he was a very timid, shy boy, and he has now blossomed into one of my
Someone
favorite
mentioned donuts.
broadcasters. And of course, when pastries come up, I guess that's what really fucking lights the fire in Jake's belly to come out of his shell. But great
So
streams,
for a
great
weekly
player.
KD, 116 games, 5.04.
Let's Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, dude. Let's fucking go.
Frying burgers.
Let's fucking go,
Just
dude.
frying burgers, dude.
Jake's
Amen.
burgers and shakes, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Open for business.
All right, so twitch.tv/JakeDown. L, what about you, brother?
Just Twitch, LTK Greatness. Pretty easy. All the socials are there.
Got it. All right, thanks, L. Bango.
Same thing. Twitch, McBango. All the other social links are there. You'll find them. MCBANGO.
Got it. And then Tanner, where can we find you?
Really? Twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot, of course. If you follow me, though, you have to make sure to gift at least 5 subs. So don't follow me unless you're going to do that, right?
Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm not a tyrant like Tanner, so you can find me on twitch.tv/Razanon, and you can follow me for free because I'm a good person, unlike Tanner, but that's perhaps a topic for another evening. So once again, boys, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope you guys had fun. I had a lot of fun. This really, once we got underway, I think this went very swimmingly, and there was a little bit of apprehension in the beginning, but that's fair because this was our first, foray into this kind of format, and I think it takes some getting used to, but I think we got there, and I had an absolute blast this evening, and I think I would love to continue doing this, maybe on a regular, semi-regular basis. That is, of course, up to the listeners to decide. If you guys enjoyed this content, please let us know. Join the fucking Discord, of course. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes. Write a review saying, give me more roundtables or I'm changing this to 1 star. You have 2 weeks. You can do that. You can blackmail us. That's fine. But make sure it's a 5-star blackmail or I won't read it. Right? So do that. For real, we do hope you guys enjoyed. This was our attempt to come close to the patron live call-in Q&A thing without actually being that, because that is something we are doing in conjunction with this rather than as a substitute for that. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening, of course. And as always, young kings and queens, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
Jesus Christ. Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razanon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. And as always, remember, stay humble.